CJ Hurt. The first hour of the experience is brought to you by Lads for your zero-turn mower and golf car needs. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
Seco de Boya to you and yours. We are 2 weeks and 1 day away from the draft, and that is the ultimate Seco de Boya day.
Yes.
Maybe, you never know. You never know. Maybe things will conspire and bring Seco de Boya to Memphis.
Let's get it.
Would you rather have Seco de Boya or John Morant?
Seco de Boya. Okay. Booyah. Trade back. Get him. Pair him with Jaren and Mike Conley. The instant
what?
35-36 win team.
Yeah. Nailed it. Welcome into the program. That is CJ Hurt doing whatever it is that he's doing with
the damn thing, Peter.
It's humid out there, man.
Oh my gosh.
Today is just, it feels moist when you walk outside. It's just moist. The entire earth is a sauna right now. It's not pleasant. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Those of you that are inside, just stay inside. Don't go outside. It's not that great.
What happens when we get off the air? Do we just kick it here? We just stay in the night here? Just in the studios?
No.
Through middays? Through happy hour?
No, it's just
sports time?
It's just we're gonna have to be quick outside. You don't want to spend too much time outside.
Oh my gosh.
It's just gonna be cloudy and maybe a little bit of rain today, but it just feels like rain is a lot of moisture in the air. Humidity of 190% outside.
Already 703 already pitted out this shirt. Just massive armpit stains.
Yeah, it's
rough.
It's how it is. It's going to be like that. You're going to sweat through whatever it is that you're wearing today. Unless you're 2%, a.k.a. maximum voltage, a.k.a. maximum security, a.k.a. maximum overdrive, a.k.a. Maximilian Vincent, who not only does not get a cold, has never gotten a cold in his life, has never sweat. He doesn't sweat. He doesn't perspire.
I believe it.
You're right. Go to the gym, never sweat.
He never once sweats. The man is he's impervious to it.
I believe it. That's that 2% life right there.
That's right. He uses no gloves when he plays golf, no batting gloves when he plays baseball. Hands don't sweat. He's incapable of perspiration. That's just who he is right there. So that's part of the legend of 2% that we're telling each and every morning here.
Oh, we're adding to the legend of 2%.
Yeah. He's adding to his own legend. I can't help that. That's
cold, no sweat.
That's right.
I like it.
That's what he is. So here in the Family Leisure Studios this morning, we're bringing you the experience. I am Peter, and today we have a lot to go through over the next 3 hours, and we're going to need your help. You are, after all, the reason why we do this show. We cannot do it without you. So we have lots of ways for you to be part of the show if that's something that you'd like to do. We would love for you to text in on the First Bank text line at 67129. That's 67129. If you've not joined the text team, make sure you text 56JOIN to 67129. Do that the first time, one time, and that's it. Then you're locked and loaded. You can dial us up on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255. That's 360-TALK, 901-360-8255. You can hit us up on Twitter. I am at Peter Edmiston. He is at Conradicalness, at Max Vincent 95. Where is at the real 2%?
That one doesn't exist.
We got to get that one.
Yes.
That one you could go with.
What you mean, no?
Man,
that's you, 2%.
Man has no awareness of any of this stuff. just unbelievable. This guy. Anyway, we'll get there. He's at Max Vincent 95. The station is at Sports 56 WHBQ. You can look on Twitter if you want and follow us video wise. We got the video cameras rolling here in the studio. Yours truly, and of course CJ on the other side. We don't have 2% on the camera yet, but boy, we've had so many requests. People have just been banging my doors down, saying, "When are you going to get 2% on the camera? When are you going to get 2% out there?" And that's, we're going to do our best. So hopefully soon. I mean, people are clamoring for it.
They want to see those delts, man.
They want to see the traps. They want to see the delts. They want to see the lats. They want to see some of them want to see the glutes. To be honest with you,
Got to keep them activated,
Yeah.
and 2% keeps them glutes activated, y'all.
Yeah. So I mean, you got to give people what they want. That's what I've heard. But in the meantime, you have me and CJ on the camera as well, and you can do the Facebook thing. We are on Facebook Live, serving it up hardcore, even during the commercial breaks. So you can listen to the commercials and watch us sometimes clown around and sometimes do all kinds of stuff, and it just depends on what's going on in the studio. We're taking you inside the studio, so
Yeah.
Behind
the scenes footage.
that's
baby.
how it is behind the scenes. Sometimes it's really active and crazy. Sometimes it's not active and crazy. You never know, but we're going to make it as crazy as we can.
Yes.
Notably CJ.
Pretty much me.
Yeah, pretty much you.
I want to put a goal right here.
Well, I mean, what's stopping you?
I got to get the goal. But there's
a goal. There's a goal in the other studio. I saw it.
Yeah, it's, you know what? Because Max and I thought about putting it on the door,
right?
But it's not going to fit. It might fit right here.
You can't put it on the door because then you can't open the door.
Well, that was the issue. We actually couldn't get the hook part over the door to shut the door.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I think with the new configuration in the Family Leisure Studios, putting it right here, or putting it behind you, and just allow.
Once we get the new
hold the follow through.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched a little bit of the media game yesterday from the NBA Finals. And it's pitiful. Pitiful. And I say that as somebody who is pitiful at basketball, and I'm sure I would look similarly pitiful were I out there, but it was pitiful.
What was wrong with it? Not a whole lot of step backs.
There was not. It was
it a defensive slugfest? Like what was going on?
I mean, it was the Chris Haynes of Yahoo put it together. There's like a little media tournament. I don't know. I didn't.
How do we gotta get in there?
I watched. We don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. First of all, we're not covering anything. Second of all, we're not going to get in it. So no. I didn't say that so we could get in it. Believe me. But he arranged it, and lots of media covering the finals. It was at the Warriors practice facility, just outside of Oakland somewhere, and it was terrible, truly terrible. We can talk more about it a little bit. But God. Anyway, but once we get the signage behind you and me, then we can move that there, and then put the goal on that side, on that wall over there,
and then we could just
right there.
Shoot. Well, that's awkward. I'd have to square up because you got to be square when you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna make it.
Oh, Peter, come on. I'm a baller. Back-to-back Mr. Hustle Award winner, man. Come on now. 04 and 05.
That's tremendous. So yesterday, we kind of await. We bated breath. Finally, there's a lengthy wait, but tonight, Golden State 4.5-point favorite tonight. Game 3, Raptors Warriors. Klay Thompson expected to play, but not sure how much he's going to be able to play. Kevin Durant will not play for the Warriors tonight. Andre Iguodala will play, but he will be a little bit hampered. Kevon Looney will not play for the Warriors, who are pretty banged up amid all of that. And we'll talk a lot more about that series coming up here in just a little bit. Also, I think. Did you watch that? There was a tremendous finish in the Women's College World Series. Softball. Tremendous. UCLA, after Oklahoma tied it on a solo home run, top of the 7th inning, and they only do 7 innings. Bottom of the 7th, UCLA shot, and the woman slid in like just around the tag. It was fantastic. So congratulations to UCLA for another Women's College World Series championship.
Yeah. Congratulations. Shout out to the Bruins.
You don't seem like you're that in. You just seem like you're not even ready to congratulate. That's fine.
Congratulations to the Bruins.
All right.
It should have been Michigan, but whatever.
This guy's like, and you don't even care. Like you
I watched it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, see, he cares. You're just, that was embarrassing. I was honestly like, I'm insulted. I'd be insulted if I was one of them. I'll just talk to Max about this. Max, what'd you do? Wasn't that crazy?
At first, I thought the girl was tagged.
Yeah, it looked like
she was, but she got there just in time.
She kind of like sort of got her body like kind of around the tag.
And there was like no mention of replay, which was good.
Thank God. Although the replay was clean. The replay was clean.
Oh yeah, it was all clean. So at first, in real time, it looked like she almost got tagged.
If they had gone to the replay,
after they're all running onto the field.
I mean, which would have been that's another reason why you can't do that. But anyway, also news yesterday: Lionel Hollins back in the NBA. The train going to LA. The Lakers putting together an all Brooklyn Nets coaching
very much
group together with Frank Vogel. Now Jason Kidd and Lionel Hollins. What a bizarre group of assistant coaches. That is a lot of personality. Let's just say
I'm trying to
in that mix
to think
a lot of personality.
Like I know we talk about fits all the time as far as the players go, right? Like how's that going to affect the locker room? How's it going to affect them on court or on the field? Adding all these pieces, I can't remember a time thinking, oh, this team hired this assistant coach. How's he going to fit with everybody else on the staff up until this point right here? Like this just seems like you're saying, it seems like a coaching staff with so many alphas, so many big personalities, and a couple of backstabbers to boot.
Who are Who are the couple backstabbers?
Well, one backstabber.
I was like, who's the second backstabber?
Jason Kidd counts twice.
No, Lionel got backstabbed. He wasn't the backstabber.
Yeah.
He got backstabbed by Dave Yeager.
Jason Kidd counts twice.
Okay.
So I don't know. This is gonna be great. Like LA, the Lakers, they're like, yo, we might not be good, but we are going to entertain you people. This is gonna be phenomenal.
I don't know if it's gonna be phenomenal or what. It's gonna be something, that's for sure. But Lionel Hollins back in the league. Congratulations to the train. He needs to be in the league. And he's, Lionel's, doing his thing. He was hanging out around here in the business community and, doing a lot of charity work and helping folks. And he's done a lot of charity work with the NBA throughout this whole thing. But he needed to be in the league. I sat down with him not a few weeks, a couple months ago, I guess it was now, and talked to him about this, that, and the other thing. And he was ready, man. He's ready. The hunger is still very much there. The fire is still very much there. He's ready to roll. So, I'm not surprised he's back. I am surprised he's back in this manner. That is a major surprise. I don't know what the Lakers are doing.
Well, they're like, hey, you guys wanted to be head coaches? We'll hire all of you as an assistant, and when the head coach fails, one of you will get to be the head coach.
I mean, it's this is basically a reality show.
Yes,
put together.
Yes,
you're Jason. I don't know what. And
real basketball coaches of Hollywood.
And I don't know. Again, I don't know what what Frank Vogel really thinks about all this stuff. I don't know about a relationship that if Lionel and Frank have too much of a pre-existing relationship. This is not the norm from, as far as I can tell, the way that all this stuff is done. You don't typically see the coaching staff. You don't see coaching staffs built this way. And the Lakers, I mean, I wish Lionel all the best. I can't see that it's going to. It feels like things are going to get worse before they get better.
Yes.
So whether that means LeBron is going to get traded or going to ask for a trade, or whether how are they going to strike? I mean, if you're a free agent right now, thinking about LA, what do you make of that franchise right now? What do you make of that situation that you see? You've got a team that's very much in flux. Coaching situation, is bizarre. Frank Vogel's a good coach, but then you've got Jason Kidd and now Lionel on the staff. How much control did Frank Vogel have over any of that? You've got LeBron, who's still, LeBron, phenomenal player, but a whole bunch of young players who took a lot of steps backward last year amid all that craziness. You're going to add a high draft pick unless you trade it, which that very well may happen. And you've got an ownership group that appears to be completely incompetent, that has just been nothing but a laughingstock throughout the league, with Magic Johnson airing dirty laundry left, right, and center, and with Rob Pelinka making up stories about dead people. So that's what you got. That's what if you're a team, if you're a free agent, what about that sounds appealing other than playing with LeBron, who is great, and the fact that it's the Lakers. They still have that cachet of being the Lakers. Other than that, there's nothing about that sounds good.
At all. And it is, you're walking into a situation as a free agent, or an Anthony Davis situation, somebody who's traded there, into a situation where you don't know who is in charge, right? Is Frank Vogel the guy deciding the things on the court? Is he the guy I should be listening to? Is he the guy who commands the attention of the locker room? Or is it Jason Kidd or Lionel Hollins or somebody in the front office, Heath Ledger's ghost? Like, I don't know who's running things out there. It has set up for a weird power dynamic. And when you don't know who the leader is, who you're supposed to follow, you get a bunch of different people following a bunch of different people, which leads to more dysfunction. And that's what I mean. Like, that's why this is phenomenal. This is phenomenally bad. It is going to be interesting to see how this plays out the second they go on a losing streak. Like, not even a major losing streak, right? They lose 3-4 games in a row. It'll be interesting to, especially in that market with the way that media likes to climb over people. Like, it'll be interesting to see what the temperature is on the seat that Vogel sits on. And then you got Jason Kidd there, who we know Jason Kidd does not mind backstabbing folks. Like, that is his song. Backstabbers is what he gets out of his car when he walks in the Staples Center every single day. And then you got Lionel Hollins there as well, and the relationship and the dynamic. Because honestly, I feel like with Vogel and Kidd there, those are coaches that LeBron may not respect in the way that most players respect coaches. But you bring Lionel Hollins in, and that is somebody LeBron would look to. Okay, NBA champion, did this in Memphis. That is a quote old school coach. That is somebody LeBron James would respect. But it's setting up for a moment where they might butt heads. You know, Lionel's not with the new generation. Phenomenal coach here, but that new Twitter finger style, Lionel Hollins is a lot of things, but Twitter fingers ain't one. And the second LeBron James does something like that or starts trying to speak in that cryptic LeBron James code, what is that dynamic going to be like? And what then does that do with that team? This is awful for them. If I'm a free agent, I'm not going to the Lakers.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure I agree that it's that categorical. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm quite there. The Lakers still have, there's a lot of appeal, and playing with LeBron is still extremely important. And the Lakers still have the opportunity with their pick and with that cap space to potentially go make trades. Even if they can't attract free agents, you could still see them go and get a Chris Paul or a Mike Conley with that cap space and with the number 4 pick that they've got to dangle and some of those young players. That is entirely possible. And I mean, that to me is the more likely route. I just cannot envision them as a free agent destination compared to some of the other teams that are going to be in the mix in this offseason. But I can envision them making those kinds of moves. I can envision them making trades. I can't envision that. That stands to reason. I think the Grizzlies would certainly be very interested, depending on how they want to structure any deal. If they were to get that 4th pick involved somehow, then okay, all right. Well, now we can start chatting about this. So I don't think you can be that categorical, at least in my mind, and say, okay, well, there are still outlets for them, even if they can't get free agents to sign. But I don't understand the way they're going about this. I don't get this, and this as another confusing thing. Lionel's a great coach and a great motivator of people. If you ask Mike Conley, if you ask Marc Gasol, if you ask Zach Randolph, go up and down the list, Tony Allen, all these guys, they all had their moments of butting heads with Lionel. Rudy Gay, they all had their issues with the guy. But that's true of most any coach that's willing to be contentious if it needs to be, and it's willing to put a foot down if you have to. But those guys will also tell you that he was a tremendous shaper in their lives, even away from basketball. They were young and helped them to mature and become men and professionals and then that kind of stuff. OJ Mayo, who obviously has once he left Memphis, it got real bad for OJ. But at the time, he and Lionel had a very contentious relationship. But I talked to OJ a lot of times while he was here, and he always, even in the middle of it, would say he's a father figure, and OJ didn't have a father figure, growing up, and that's why they butted heads a lot. I think Lionel took more of an interest in that side of it with him. He's he cares a great deal about that side of it, but a lot of guys don't want to be held to that kind of a standard. And he has no problem, calling you out if you're not getting it done. He has no problem with it whatsoever. And so, okay, well, is that what LeBron wants to hear at this stage of his career? Is that what, Lonzo Ball wants to hear? Is that what LeVar Ball wants to hear from the assistant coach? This is why it's, so I get, I'm glad he's back in the league. He needs to be in the league, but in this situation, that's a lot of ammunition for volatility.
And that's why it's going to be so good. You're 100% correct on Lionel's impact on, the players here and what he did for them off the court. Here, though, it was, hey, who's in charge? Coach Hollins is. Where the situation he's in now.
He's the head coach, first of all.
Yeah.
So, right out of the gate.
You would think like the head coach would be in charge. But in LA, are you confident that that's the case? I'm not confident that that is the case. And that is what's going to lend itself to no matter what they get. You can get all the awesome pieces that you want. If you don't have that head who is very clearly in charge and everybody's in line behind that person, if you don't know who that person is it Vogel? Is it Kidd? Is it LeBron? Is it the Bus family? If you don't know who it is it Pelinka? Like, who is it? If you don't know, it's all for naught because everybody's running around following. That's when cliques get formed, and that's when you see this clique beefing with this clique in the organization. And that's what's going to lend itself to, like you said, some volatility and some truly great moments off court, I think, this next season.
We'll take a break. We'll come back, get some phone calls on this. If you want to dial up your thoughts on Lionel Hollins joining the Lakers, 360-8255. We're talking about that. We'll talk about Game 3 coming up of the NBA Finals tonight. Tip-off around 8:05. I know it's late, man. It's a late tip-off. It sucks for the kids. It's especially late because the West Coast, so that's a 6 o'clock tip-off for them. I don't like it. But it's the way it is, man. It's the way
on the other side.
So it's the way it is. So get ready for that. Try to get yourself a nap today if you can, because you're going to be up till 10:30, 11 o'clock at least watching this game. So we'll do all of that on the other side. You can text it as well, 67129. Quickly, a texter says, Peter, I thought you reported the Clippers acquired the rights to Kawhi Leonard's logo. Why is he suing Nike? No, I said they were trying to get the rights to his logo, but as an idea. But obviously that got more complicated with this whole suit thing. But that was their idea, was that they were going to try to get the rights and then be able to transfer them over to him as part of a package, which makes a lot of sense, as a little extra compensation on the side. So hopefully that clears that up. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Just getting started here on the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt live in local Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Wayne Gretzky, known to professional hockey fans as the Great One, was being interviewed a few years ago. The interviewer pointed out that at the age of 23, Gretzky had already become a multimillionaire, had already broken most of the sports records, and would go down in history as one of the greatest players of all time. Then the questioner asked, "Well, Wayne, what can you possibly have to look forward to?" After a brief pause, Gretzky answered, "Tonight's game." Despite his accomplishments, he was ready to move on and do what was needed for that moment. That's the secret of living life to its hilt, to be able to concentrate on the task at hand, the immediate responsibility to which you are called. Keep your attention on the present, my friend, and the past won't haunt you, nor will the future burden you. I'm Shane Stanford with Christ Church Memphis. Remember, you matter.
Visit ChristchurchMemphis.org.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
And now, an ad from Dad.
All right, what do we got here? Save money on car insurance when you bundle home auto with Progressive. Save money on car insurance. You ready? Save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. That sounded pretty good, don't you think? I could do it one more time, but I think that's, what do you say? Nailed it, right? Nailed it.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to Sherwin-Williams.
Hi there. I heard paints are 40% off.
Yep, and stains too.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. Only at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Right now.
Well, June 7th through 10th.
Right on.
Right? Ask Sherwin-Williams, June 7th through 10th, and save 40% on paints and stains with sale prices starting at $23.09. Only at your local Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hertz. This hour is brought to you by Lads for your zero-turn mower and golf car needs. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Went from one extreme to the other.
Man.
We had our own music in here during the break.
You want to tell the people what it was?
Is They Wildin' With Us and Getting Rowdy With Us by Mystical and Busta Rhymes. Try to play it on the show. There's absolutely no clean version of that anywhere on planet Earth, and there are a lot of profanities, and they're so quickly said. I don't even know how you.
No, you can't edit that.
You couldn't. It would. The song wouldn't even make. It would just be a lot of blank. It would just be a beep every about second and a half.
Yes.
Just random beep, 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 beep. But you know, it's a great song, especially in the morning if you need a little extra.
Yeah.
No.
I thought I was peppy enough. I didn't know I needed more pep.
No.
I heard that. Yeah.
There's more pep. There's always something else.
So much more.
There's always something else in the tank.
Yes.
Once you hear that. Back with you as we continue. Peter and CJ with you live from the Family Leisure Studios. A reminder, when it's the humidity and the rain and all that stuff, that means your yard is going to start growing a lot. And you can ask Old 2% what it's like if your mower messes up. Or if, like our friend 2% over there, if you mess up your mower, which, you did. But you got it squared away, right? But for those of you that haven't, or maybe, like Old 2%, you're dealing with an older mower and you need something that's better and something that can handle a lot more. Maybe you got a bigger yard all of a sudden, or maybe you've moved to a different spot, or maybe you've got a facility now that has a lot more space and a lot more stuff. That's where Lads comes in. The folks at Lads, ladsonline.com, or go see the folks at Lads at right off of I-40 at Whitten Road. You'll see it at the Whitten Road exit. You'll see their facility there. Tons of club cars, of course, for those of you who need a golf car for your day-to-day. But they've got a tremendous amount of equipment for your yard, for everything that you need to make your yard and to make your home, to make your facility just better. Make it better, make it look better, make it work better. That's what they do for you. Go find out a lot more about it by just going to see them. You can go to ladsonline.com to start and then go see them just off of Whitten Road there at I-40. You cannot miss it. They are Lads bringing you this hour of the program. As we mentioned, Lionel Hollins back in the league. The train back with the coaching staff of the Los Angeles Lakers. He joins Jason Kidd, which is, again, a fat, these are former Bucks and Nets coaches both, which is interesting.
Your face.
Ooh,
trying to take your place.
Yeah.
Backstabbers. Backstabbers.
That's right. The OJs. Lionel dealt with OJ, of course.
Yeah.
LA had his fair share.
Okay, here we go. I was hoping that you were going to bypass that, man. But okay, yes, they did have a relationship with an OJ at one point in time.
Yeah,
yes,
that's right. I'm not getting any further into it. There's no reason to get any further into it. All right. So very, very, very strange indeed. And Tony's dialed up, wants to talk about it. You can too. 360-8255. To the First Bank phone lines we go. And welcome Tony to the show. What's up, Tony?
What up, Tony?
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm going to start the show by saying this. One problem that's in society. You should never lower standards for people. You should make people meet standards. These guys in the NBA now, I've never seen so many weak, in society as a whole, I've never seen so many weak men in all my life. Men are supposed to be men, and if you can't take it and you getting paid, then go away. I think you need somebody like Lionel Hollins out here. I keep hearing this stuff about today's NBA players. First of all, that Laker team was on a roll until LeBron got hurt with that groin injury. They had went into Golden State and beat the crap out of Golden State. They were on their way to the playoffs. But because it was some trade talk, they folded like 10. So they need somebody to go feed them a dose of gunpowder and toughen them up. When you talk about a circus, the circus is over at 191 Beale Street. Still don't have a coach right now. So I mean, there's a lot of teams that have mess. Why
does that make them a circus? That I don't get.
Why don't you have a coach so you can have a plan for your guys that you have there that's doing the summer practice so they know what to work out for?
They're not. No one's doing any of that stuff now. I mean, all those guys work out individually.
But you still need a head. You still need a head on the snake.
I mean, they're going to get one. They're not going to not have a head coach.
I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, it look pretty ridiculous not to have one, but still, I think it's a circus. You're the only team in the NBA not to have one. That's just my opinion. I mean, I don't understand what's so slow down about it. Is there somebody that's still playing that you're waiting for? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe somebody that's on one of these coaching staffs of these two teams.
I mean, they've interviewed coaches on each of these staffs. Adrian Griffin on the Raptors and Jaron Collins on the Warriors. Right. That's possible, but I don't really think that's the deal because Monty Williams.
But let me ask you this, Peter: has there been any stability at the Grizzlies at the coaching level since Lionel?
No.
So in that case, I still call it a circus since this particular person is on the team. But why would you get rid of? And it's been a tumbling effect ever since you let Lionel Hollins go. I'm not saying Lionel should still be the coach, but the guy made it to the Western Conference Finals, and you just let him walk away. And ever since then, every coach then you have tried to lessen the standard of your coaching staff. Subsequently, your team has gotten worse ever since that year. You've been bounced out the playoffs. Or either you didn't make the playoffs or you didn't got rid of certain members of the team, which you got to do. But you don't have any kind of, I don't know what their vision is right now. No. So that's, to me, is a circus. So, I would say this. The Lakers team, I think, got quality people that if you look at their resume, all those guys that's on that team, other than LeBron James, should try to get their standards there. And if they can't deal with it, I got a saying. If you making money and you like it, do your job. Clap, clap. And it's a whole bunch of wimpy boys that's on the Lakers team that was crying about possibly being traded. As much money if I made that money, you could move me to Timbuktu. And guess what? I'm gonna do my job, be happy at the bank. So, like I said, you should make people meet standards and not lower them for them. And I think that's what the Lakers are trying to send that message out to those young men.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. I mean, maybe we'll see how it plays out.
Two standards, like that, and that is where this gets for me really interesting. Who's the one setting the standards? Who is really in charge? This is shaping up to have the potential for a couple of different undercurrents, right? A couple of different factions to form, right? You could have, hey, Vogel's the head coach. That is the guy. But Jason Kidd has no problem coming in, undermining, undercutting what the head coach is saying. And Lionel Hollins, with the way that he conducts himself and the way that he is going to tell you things that you need to hear, how you need to hear it. And that will appeal to some players, which may lead to another faction forming. And with those factions, those coaches will have their guys, and it won't be a team. It will be a bunch of different dudes just out there working together, and you can't be successful like that.
Well, so a few things also to unpack. I think there's a difference between being happy and being content or being satisfied or whatever it is, the phrasing that Tony was using, and being effective at your job. Like, you can be happy. I don't know that Kyle Kuzma or Lonzo Ball or Josh Hart or whoever else is like unhappy as a person, like, but that doesn't mean they're as effective as their job. If they're playing for a team that you don't feel like actually wants you and it's been, seeing you, and this was the rumor, going all the way back to when they signed LeBron in the first place, was that all these guys were just means to an end, that we were trying to get a winning group together over the next 3 years and that we're probably not going to be part of it because we're going to be sacrificed to get whoever LeBron wants. How can you feel bought in as a team? It's one thing to be an employee. You show up to work, sure. I mean, you're not going you'll do the best you can, and they had some good games. They didn't lose every game. They played well. They beat the Grizzlies by like 40 at one point last year. So they had their moments. They had their games. But are you going to be, team sports is about chemistry. And in team sports, it's about guys playing for bigger things that are bigger than themselves. If you look at the Warriors, whether you like them or not, they've engendered that whole philosophy of playing for something bigger than yourself. And then that's when guys like Quinn Cook can step up and be very effective in the finals because they're part of a bigger machine. The Lakers have not built that machine. They have no idea how to even go about doing it. And I don't know that adding Jason Kidd and Lionel will do anything for that because it's contrasting and there's a lot of different very influential cooks in the kitchen. A lot of people that have a lot of ideas about how they want things to be done. Are Lionel and Jason Kidd are going to be able to subvert their own particular feelings about something if it doesn't match with what Frank Vogel says? Have they been empowered to do that? Did Frank Vogel even want them? Did he want Jason Kidd? I mean, he had to take him, and he knew that was part of the gig, so he accepted it. But did he really want? Would that have been his first choice? I doubt it. So right out of the gate, you've got chemistry issues with the coaching staff. I don't buy the whole thing. It's easy to say, oh, these guys are coddled. Oh, this is. Yeah, look, again, if you're trying to be an effective team, you need to do things to build team chemistry. And anything the Lakers did, from Magic, basically being duplicitous, not working very hard, putting these guys out there, and then
don't you say that about Magic. He might come in here and threaten.
That's fine. And Pelinka doing whatever it is that Pelinka was doing, just lying and just making crazy stories. All that stuff, none of that is very helpful when it comes. And Jeannie Buss, just kind of going along with the whole thing and going with the flow, irrespective of what should be plainly obvious in front of her face. None of that is very good for these young players. None of that helps in their development. I mean, we talk about the Spurs developing young players. Why do they develop young players? Well, they develop young players because they've got stability. And, that's one thing Tony was absolutely right about. They absolutely have to. They've got to find stability from this point forward. Whoever it is that they end up hiring as the coach, you got to stick with them for a while. You've got to allow them to build whatever it is they're going to build, and you've got to establish some level of continuity because otherwise it's just not going to work.
It is. You're talking about chemistry and culture, and right now the Lakers from top down seem to have a culture of dysfunction, of factions. You look at Magic and Pelinka, like you're saying, two dudes basically doing the same job, one not doing it at all, and the other one, like you said, just sounded like a crazy person, a weirdo. But those two dudes at the top, right? That is how the Buss family decided this was going to go. That's how Jenny Buss decided. These two guys will feed off each other, and it just doesn't work that way. And then you see that thought trickle down in the coaching. It is, hey, what we'll do is we'll get a bunch of head coaches. We'll Avengers this thing. Just get a bunch of random head coaches who have been accomplished. We're not sure if they have any relation to one another. We're not really sure if they like one another, but we'll get all of these head coaches. We'll make one of them the head coach, and the other two assistants will just fall in line. And that is not how this goes. That is not what happens. These guys are, Lionel Hollins is extremely accomplished. And while he has been an assistant head coach, he has a way of wanting to do things. Now, Lionel, I believe Frank Vogel says, hey, this is how we're going to do things. Lionel, I think will fall in line with that. It is Jason Kidd now, though. You bring Kidd in and throw him into the mixture as well. And when he gets to undermining people, and when he gets to going off script and making decisions on his own, then what do you do? Because that can be frustrating, right?
Well, I don't think you can allow that. I mean,
No, of course you can't allow it. Do you think it's not going to happen, though? What about Jason Kidd's tenure and career as a head coach lends itself to you believing, not just you, but you listeners or whoever's listening, that Kidd has changed and he won't undermine the authority.
No, I agree with you.
Frank Vogel, I think it's safe to assume, didn't want him on his staff. Ty Lue, that's why Ty Lue didn't take the job. One of the reasons they were trying to force Kidd on him, Lue's like, no, right? Does Frank Vogel have the ability to fire Jason Kidd? Should Kidd step over the line? I don't think so. So then as a player, you got to look at it and say, yo, if you can't fire this guy, who should I be listening to? Who is actually in charge here? And that is what lends itself to there being severe chemistry issues on this team and an implosion. Because a team with LeBron James should not be this dysfunctional. It shouldn't be this.
We'll see. The texters at 67129 says, was Coach Hollins a good coach under QB Brown? I think they build team chemistry. Coach Hollins has always been effective at his job, even as assistant coach. I don't think it's about him being effective at his job. I think that's not the issue. It's about the chemistry between the groupings, and it was different. Under QB, that was 15 years ago. We're talking about a lot of time has passed for Lionel, for everyone else. He's been a head coach, a very successful head coach, 2 different places, 2 different teams to the playoffs, that kind of thing. Like, that's not the kind of thing that lends you to say all of a sudden I'm gonna, just be cool with being an assistant for the rest of my run. No, he wants to be a head coach. I mean, he'll take this because he wants to get back in the league, but I think he wants to get himself back in position to be a head coach. It's different than it was before. And now on the other side of that altogether, you have the L Train as a clown who had a playoff run 1 year when everyone was hurt, says one texter. You saw this L Train thing went in New York, a real media market who's not happy to have a team when you try to do that slow ball with the Nets. Again, that's silliness on all accounts. I think the everything in New York in the Nets especially was complicated by the ownership situation, which was weird.
Another situation that was just dysfunction from the top down.
And in Lionel, I don't think he and Darren Williams got sideways big time, which was extremely problematic. Style wise, I think Lionel plays the style that with the people that he's got, and that team wasn't run and gun. Neither was the Grizzlies, but prior to that with the Bucks, he played a lot faster up tempo when he had those guys. I don't think he is married to that slow down style. So no, that's all stupid. The clown part is definitely stupid, and the other stuff is also stupid. It's somewhere as usual. The truth is somewhere in between, where it's. He could be a very effective coach, but it could also be problematic because he's very strong-willed. And, who knows how they're going to mesh with Frank Vogel? I mean, that's a very open question. We'll see. Let's take a break. We'll come back, continue here with hour number 1 of the experience. You can get in at 67129 on the First Bank text line, phone line as well, 360-8255. Back after this, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Where Memphis comes for real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
With the Discover It Miles card, you can go further than you've ever gone before. Sun on your face, book in your hand, kids playing in the sand further. Because the Discover It Miles card offers unlimited 1.5 miles on every purchase and will automatically match all the miles you earn at the end of your first year. So that means your 35,000 miles could become 70,000. It's just that easy. So get out there with your Discover It Miles card today. Limitations apply. Discover match for new card members only. Learn more at discover.com/travel.
I like to think there's no better way to beat the heat than with some meat.
I think you rarely listen to the things that actually come out of your mouth.
I'm serious. What better way to cool down during the summer than to hit one of Central Barbecue's 4 convenient locations and enjoy some good old carnivore action?
See, carnivore action? Who says that?
Pulled pork, ribs, beef brisket, chicken, turkey, or combos of any of them. Central Barbecue has got whatever meat you crave.
Seriously, do you ever stop and just think before you speak?
Central Barbecue. Beat the heat with some meat.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. Right now, get your first month supply for free. All you pay is just $5 for your medical consultation when you go to 4hims.com/able. After that, it's just $30 for a month's supply. Sure beats paying big bucks for just one blue pill, doesn't it? Plus, you won't need an awkward in-person doctor's appointment to get the prescription. Hims has doctors online who can prescribe the medication, and a pharmacy sends it right to your door. It's affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To get your first order for just $5, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/able. That's forhims.com/able for your first month for just $5. forhims.com/able.
Hi, folks. Rob Walker, Infinity of Memphis, and we've got a new Infinity crossover vehicle that has raised the standard of comparison to a new level. Imagine having both sports car performance and eco-friendly efficiency on demand, working together to empower every driving experience. The result of 20 years of engineering, QX50's award-winning variable compression turbo engine is the world's only engine of its kind. Like two engines in one, it delivers a combination of power and efficiency that is truly in a category all its own. And only Infinity has it. You'll never sacrifice performance for the sake of efficiency again. And the new QX50 offers more horsepower than its Audi, Lexus, and Mercedes competitors. Add to that QX50's award-winning sumptuous interior, and you have the best combination of performance and comfort in the mid-size crossover segment.
Infinity of Memphis and online at infinityofmemphis.com.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Lads for your zero-turn mower and golf car needs. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Let me prove I'm ready to love you. My feelings too hard to undo. I'm patient.
Woo!
Getting a little sultry today.
You got something going tonight? 2%?
No.
Got that on this weekend. What do you think? This the weekend?
I have nothing planned.
Oh, keep playing music like this, I'm gonna get something going on.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna mess around and look up.
Have we parted ways with our girl?
No.
Oh, we just everything's still all right? All right, okay.
Is that song on your Mr. Nasty Time mix? Like that is.
Yeah, that was getting out of business. Right
I'm
there.
saying like the Max is trying to tell somebody something.
All right, hey, God bless him. Here in the Family Leisure Studios, welcome back to the program. Coming up at 8 o'clock, our man Greg Hines. We're going to talk a little golf with Greg. It is the Canadian Open, the precursor for the U.S. Open next week. And the question is, will guys be motivated? We'll get into all of that coming up in hour number 2 of the program. We've been chit-chatting about this, that, and the other thing, including Lionel Hollins and his whole situation. Also, the NBA, we'll talk about Game 3 coming up. We'll get some draft news as well later on in the program. But for now, as we mentioned, we're taking phone calls. The First Bank phone lines, 360-8255. We welcome to the program Sean. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, Peter?
Good, man. How are you?
What up, Sean?
What's up? Good morning to you, CJ. Now, Peter, I'll tell you this, and I don't know if it's true or not.
Oh,
I've got it on record in person, and this was in the past 24 hours. CJ told me in person that he can beat you in sports trivia. I'm not going to sit here and claim that that's true or not. He claimed that.
Wait, explain that to me, CJ.
Okay.
Do tell.
I would just say that in the past 24 hours, I had an in-person conversation with CJ, and he claimed that when it came to sports trivia, he could wipe the floor with you. I won't get into detail out of respect for CJ. That's between y'all. But I'm just telling you as a witness, CJ is on record of saying he can beat you in sports trivia.
How much had I had to drink at that point in time?
I'm not going to comment on anything.
Was this in trivia last night? Were you getting wild at trivia last night?
Yeah, wild everywhere.
Yeah. I was.
Unbelievable.
I'll get to my question, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Peter, I wanted to ask real quickly, when it comes to, you did a wonderful thread of John Moran. I tried to read the articles and definitely saw the thread. When it comes to the debate between Barrett and RJ, and, Memphis they were rooted in defense during grit grind. I'm not trying to get at that, but they already have Jackson Jr., they have Kyle Anderson, who are both two very good defensive players. Do you feel that the defensive potential of John Morant or R.J. Barrett comes into the determining factor of which one Memphis will take, and should it? Do you think that Barrett and Morant both, or one more than the other, could become a very good defender, and how much of an impact is that on choosing between which one to take at number 2? Thanks again for taking my call.
All right, Sean, thank you very much for the phone call. CJ, we're going to talk about this during the break, this business of throwing out the gauntlet on sports trivia and all this stuff.
Get a couple sips of that gummy bear juice in you, and you start popping off at the mouth a bit.
That's right.
I don't think I should be held accountable for anything I said last night.
That mouth ready to check, your butt can't cash. That's what I've always heard.
I don't even have a checkbook.
Talk. So listen, as far as what the question about the Morant thing and about defense and RJ Barrett, you absolutely have to consider defense. In the reckoning, of course. Like when you are looking at a player, that is one of the things that you will factor in. But remember that the defense is situational. I mean, to me, you look at potential. There's a metric that I like. And when you look at a player, it comes down to what can't they do? What won't they do? So this is the difference. Like, if you just won't play defense, well, then you can. You are capable of it. But we have a different issue there of whether it was your personal motivation, or whether it was a scheme, or whether it was fatigue, or whatever it was, you weren't doing it. But you could do it. But when we say you can't do it, then you can't do it. I can't dunk. I could theoretically play defense. I cannot dunk. There's no circumstance under any scenario ever where I could dunk a basketball. I can't. Shaq is never going to shoot 30% from three. Ever. Can't. That's a can't. Can Shaq shoot 60% from the foul line? Yes. That's a won't. So you put that in the category of let's figure out why we're not able to do this. So defense is a lot of that for me, because a lot of it is scheme based. A lot of it is, John Morant, for example, had so much on his plate offensively that I think you have to sacrifice a little bit defensively. And he gambled a lot. He took a lot of plays off. He swiped a lot. He poked behind as opposed to staying in front of guys. All that stuff. But does that mean he can't play defense? I mean, he's got the physical tools. He's big for his position. 6'3". He's long, 6'6", 6'7" wingspan. He's fast. So there's no reason why he can't learn to move, a little bit better laterally and to anticipate things a little bit quicker. Is he going to be a great defender? Probably not. Not even in the best case scenario. RJ Barrett, ever since he was even in high school, he never has seemed to be interested in playing a lot of defense. He's got physical tools to do it, but he seems to even be less interested than Ja was. A similar thing, he had a lot on his plate. He had a huge usage rate on the offensive end, so maybe that's part of it. I don't think either one you would just completely say is incapable, but to me, Barrett is closer to a can't than Ja is. I worry about his ability. He has not shown any ability on a regular basis to leverage his size and his physicality to actually be effective defensively, which
RJ.
RJ, okay. Which is something that you would expect a guy to do at that level. I really haven't seen a ton of that. So I don't think either one is going to be a plus. I think defense is not the calling card for either one of those guys. But you have to factor it in. But you have to think about how are they going to whatever your system is going to be. Can you foresee them doing X? What's the role going to be? X. Can they do X? Mm-hmm. Can they do Y? Those are the questions you have to ask, rather than just like, oh, is he a great defender? I mean, there's not a lot of Kawhis, running around out there that you just know no matter what scheme you run, they're going to be a great defender, individual, team, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Some guys are really good team defenders, but not great individual defenders. I mean, all that stuff. So you have to factor all that in.
Yeah, and you take a look around the league. All you have to do is be okay at defense now. You brought up it's 70-30.
I think it's 70-30, yeah.
And look at what Steph Curry is doing. We're not going to mistake Steph. Most of us aren't going to mistake Steph as an all-world defender, but he is a guy who does not kill you on that side of the court. He's okay. James Harden made the leap from, and it's crazy to say this is a leap, from awful defender to okay, he's not going to hurt you. And if you can do that and bring what both players I think can bring on the offensive end of the court, RJ and Ja, you're in a good situation. You will be just fine. You can go out there and find other pieces to put around them to get good on-ball perimeter defenders, get good help defenders, and that's a part of building a team. You can build around them and mask some of their defensive inefficiencies.
Well, and you have to me, it's the classic table test. Are you putting things on the table? Are you taking things off the table? That's the thing on defense for these guys. I mean, on offense, hopefully they're putting a whole bunch on the table. And on defense, you're just not taking anything off the table. Some guys are so bad defensively that, they undo some of the good stuff they do offensively. You just hope that those guys won't end up being that. For me, of the two, I think Morant, I don't like I said, I don't think either one's going to end up being a particularly great defender. But I mean, even Steph, as we talked about, like, he's physically a more powerful defender than he was. Like, he's actually bodying up on guys. You saw in game 2, he really physically bumped and moved and anticipated, and he did that stuff. So if these guys want to, they can. Whether they will or not. The other part of it too, and we got to take a break. The other part of it, which is the Kawhi aspect of it, we'll talk about Kawhi later on in hour number 2, because he's a lunatic. But a lot of it has to do with your mentality. How much do you want to get better? How hard do you want to work? How much of a priority are you going to put on the scouting reports? How much of a priority are you going to put on preparing for your opponent? How much of a priority are you going to put? How much pride are you going to take in it? Are you fine with getting beat a few times a game if it means that you have enough energy to go and do whatever you're going to do on offense? Some guys, that's just not acceptable. So do you want those guys? Are they going to take that pride? And I can't answer that question for any of the guys in the draft. You can only make assumptions. But that is something that teams have to try to ascertain with their interviews and talking to people that know those guys and all that stuff. There was not much doubt that Kawhi had it if you talk to his teammates. But not a lot of guys are wired like that. So defense, a lot of defenses just want to. How badly do you want to do it? I can't answer that question for those guys. That's something that they'll show. It'll be clear soon enough. But I don't think defense is going to be a strength for either guy. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Hour number 2 begins with Greg Hines after this. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai. It's happened again. Miramichi, that heaven in Woodstock, 15 miles north of downtown Memphis. Miramichi has been made the #1 public golf course in the state of Tennessee. 15 minutes from downtown, all this natural beauty, this very tough test of golf is there for you, and it's #1 again. They've improved again, too. They've made changes. They always do. They want you to have the best golfing experience you could possibly have, and they keep on making these adjustments. They've knocked down some trees. They made it easier. They have better conditions with grass. The greens, outstanding. And once again, they are #1. I also should tell you they've got new golf carts, and they've got these cool little things where you hook up your phone, it'll charge, and at the same time, you've got GPS on your phone. All kinds of innovation and a world-class golfing experience at Miramichi in Woodstock.
Summer's closer than you think. So are Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot, with up to 40% off appliance special buys, like an LG Mega Capacity top-load washer and electric dryer for just $5.98 each. That'll save loads. But hurry, just like summer, they'll be gone before you know it. Today is the day for doing, with Memorial Day savings now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Caster Air Extra. See store for details. Valid through June 5th.
So you need to replace worn tires, but you know that without proper alignment, you'll be right back where you started in no time. King's Tire and Alignment in South Haven can solve that problem. For 32 years, King's Tire and Alignment has been helping Mid-South motorists keep it between the ditches. And right now, when you buy 4 tires, King's will give you a free front-end alignment. The other guys say they have low prices, but you end up paying more. Take your car to King's Tire and Alignment. They'll steer you right where you've always found them. 8945 Highway 51 North in South Haven.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGFLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, specializing in stem cell treatment for your neck, back, hips, knees, shoulders, and autoimmune diseases. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Yeah, go like this. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a trillion times. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant
Well. What a treat we have for you, and what a treat we had for ourselves to begin hour number 2 of the program. Greg Hines is here from Windike. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. I'm wondering if you like the treat more than you like me being here.
100%, yes. Wonder no longer. Greg brought us some of the world famous chicken biscuits from the Windike kitchen, and they are
gone.
Well, I should say they were delicious because they are all gone. Me, CJ, 2%. There's one left here, which we all may fight for, or you can take it. I don't know. This could get ugly. If
Chef started something new. You might have to try it for lunch, but he does a little chicken sliders off that chicken biscuit.
Okay.
Done a little dipped in buffalo sauce for a little Nashville hot, a little sweet and spicy. So not a bad little
buffalo
lunch.
chicken slider sounds right on my. I eat buffalo sauce on everything. I buffalo everything. Salads, buffalo salad. Buffalo.
What?
Oh yeah, that's my salad dressing. Is buffalo sauce.
Oh yeah.
You're joking?
No.
It's good.
Are you? Why?
It's good.
CJ, it's good.
It's really good.
It's good, man.
It's good.
It's very good.
Yeah, if you're a
all right,
buffalo
tell me
sauce
more
guy,
about it.
If you're a buffalo sauce guy, man, you gotta love it.
It's great because it adds that flavor to. And you're not adding a bunch of calories. There's no calories. It's not hugely caloric, and you brighten up your kale, like your stupid kale that you eat, and it's like, oh, it's great. I'm eating kale.
I don't believe anything that you're saying right now, but Greg, I trust you. Tell me more.
I like a little buffalo sauce on my roughage, man. Well, that was a horrible shot, Peter.
But it went in.
It didn't go in.
Because it hit that thing. Because it hit the thing.
Because it hit the thing.
Because it hit the backboard and didn't have the right trajectory on the backboard.
Broke again.
No, you missed again.
Well, that took a weird hop. That was a weird. That's the fault of the thing. That's weird.
You're just a volume shooter. You're not efficient at all.
Boom. There we go. So
maybe
I got
33%.
At the 33 side.
Maybe a little bit better without the backboard there, Peter.
I gotta have to eat this other one just to get some more practice in.
No, like
CJ's
get that away from you. Get that away from you.
Look right here. I'm protecting it for you.
It is. It is just after 8 o'clock, as we mentioned. It is super humid out there. What it tells me forecast wise that there's not going to be any rain today. That I find that hard to believe based on the amount of humidity that's in the air right now. It feels like you were walking through actual liquid when you're outside. But Greg, you would know. I mean, when it's this humid, don't you think we're going to get a little bit of rain off of this? Doesn't it feel like it?
Feels a little bit like a rainy day, but according to the hourly, we are clear and free, which I trust absolutely zero.
Me too. Because yesterday we were supposed to be free and clear too. And
yesterday
we got slammed in the afternoon.
What's the Doppler doohickey saying?
It says it's too humid to do anything other than play golf outside, and even then you need to have a bunch of drinks. So I'd say
Cayman
a
Jack.
bunch. Cayman 6-pack Cayman Jack.
Oh, okay.
Go to Windike. Go to the grill area. Say
Cayman
give me six Cayman Jacks. And then you get your little cooler. Put those things in, and you're good to go. Right there. You're nailed. Cayman Jacks are summer treat.
Yeah, so Cayman Jack's a summer thing. It's not a winter thing.
What is a Cayman Jack?
It's a margarita, basically.
Okay.
In a bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not quite as sweet as some of your Limeritas and things like that. So
Gotcha.
it's a little bit tastier version.
It's just a delight, is what it is.
All right.
I got a whole bunch in the fridge at home, and I got just
We should bring some in. Bring some in tomorrow. We turn up.
Do you think we could do that? Are we allowed to just get hammered in the studio? I think.
Who's gonna know? Who's gonna tell on us?
Hey, you see these cameras, right?
Oh,
you didn't.
They might be watching CJ on the camera, Peter, but they ain't watching.
I mean, I agree with you, but unfortunately, it's both sides.
Let's retrace a little bit. I heard a rumor CJ could mop you up in sports trivia.
CJ was talking a lot of smoke, lot of smoke coming through.
I should not be held accountable for anything that was said last night after partaking.
I mean, listen to me. It's a little bit like men's night. The deeper it goes, the more outlandish some of the claims get.
Yeah.
And the more untrue those same claims get.
And
Wildly
also,
early every night.
Also, didn't think I'd be held accountable.
Yeah.
Didn't think it would get back.
Well,
I'm a reckless when I don't believe it's going to get back to anybody.
That is how it works. All I'm telling you, it always. I got spies everywhere. I got eyes and ears all over this. So you start getting loose. I'm gonna know all about it. You understand. You're talking to a former collegiate quiz bowl.
I do. In my right mind, I understand the ridiculousness of that statement. But again, for some reason I was not in my right mind last night.
CJ.
And I didn't think it would get back to you.
CJ, quit crawfishing.
What's that? What's crawfishing? What's that?
You're backing down.
You're backing down. What are you backing
Don't back down
for, man? Don't back down.
I mean,
take that L. Take that L.
Said it.
Take that L.
I'm trying to receive the L gracefully. I'm trying to take the L with some grace here.
Because
what I don't want is for you to challenge me to something and then I get demolished. I'm not taking that one.
No, I understand that. We'll do this sometime. You probably would beat me. It's been a while since I've even tried sports trivia, so who knows? Welcome back, by the way. And as we go through all of this is a time when we get ready for the week in golf, and in particular, we're getting set for the U.S. Open. Now, normally, this time of year we would be over at Southwind. This would be the week that we would be at Southwind. We'd be hanging out over there. We'd be kicking it.
And we always had chicken biscuits there too.
So that's why I appreciate.
Went out well in the heat and the humidity.
I appreciate it. This is a humid. You can feel the humidity. Can you imagine, for example, think about this week. If they'd had the tournament, there's tons of rain in the forecast. It would have been a miserable week for a golf tournament. Miserable. Because right. It's the humidity is not. It's probably not all that pleasant to be out there for 8-9 hours unless you're playing and drinking and having fun. Otherwise, it's probably not the ideal condition to go and watch golf. And then you got rain all over the place and everything else. I mean, it's tough. So to me, it's a great bonus that it wasn't this week. And what it also means is that normally we would have had the U.S. Open qualifying going on over. Now, obviously, Germantown is out of the mix now, but Ridgeway and Germantown were usually the hosts for that. So that is not happening. It happened earlier this week in completely different parts of the country. It's kind of weird, because I'm used to the qualifiers being around here. Did you miss that?
Yeah, I did. Of course, we always did the St. Jude qualifier. Excuse me, for the last few spots across the street, and so we would be consumed with that all day Friday and all day Sunday, and not seeing some of those guys that we were used to seeing, and seeing them how they carve up that golf course so well, and it's in great shape this year. So I think it would have been fun. Yeah, the rough's about as full as I've seen it this time of year in many, many years. The fairways are perfect, so it would have been fun to watch.
It would have been.
And I'll tell you what, Southwind I played last week. Of course, they airified this week, but last week was absolutely fabulous. The greens were perfect over there, too. So would have been a great week, and would have probably been the best rough we'd have had for tournament week in a long time.
Which would have made it. Which means it's
probably
be
incredible in the end of July.
So they could really make that thing hard if they want to.
I think
if they want to make it 4 or 5 under wins that thing, they could easily do that.
I think 4 or 5 under is their goal. I think their goal is to have it somewhere in that 3, 4, 5 under range, and I think they can do it. That golf course can get firm enough, and can get the rough, can get nasty enough, and the greens can get fast enough. It can happen.
I look forward to seeing that. If that means this week instead, it's the Canadian Open, which is funny because it used to be a big deal, and now it's just really not. The Canadian Open, it used to be a thing. Tiger would play in it. Jack was the national championship of Canada. That was kind of a thing, and now we just don't even really.
I think part of it's that week before major. It's a spot you don't really want. There's few people who always are going to play their way in. It's a Phil, it's a DJ, it's those guys like to play their way into a major. Yeah, Koepka, but did he ever come here? He came here once, didn't he? Twice. Okay. I couldn't remember. Finau needs practice. Finau needs practice. We know he usually plays week 4 major.
Yeah, well, not very well. But he does play.
He doesn't play very well 2 weeks before. Just looking at your scoreboard from last week.
Me and Tony we're not in a good place right now. We're taking a little break.
Hey, I need to throw a shout out right now on the numbers because CJ may have done something that has not been done in the history of this.
Yep.
Oh.
He has gone 5 straight weeks.
5.
Without a player missing a cut.
That's really good.
I pick cutters, baby. I'm a squad of cutters.
No.
You make it.
Now,
I think cutters is the other thing. I think you're non-cutters.
Your Abraham Insurance tie 65 was close, but
I have faith in Abraham. Clarence Carter of golf, baby. He's gonna get him one, and I'm gonna be there when he gets it.
Here's the thing, though. To win the competition, you got to pick winners. Not just avoiding getting cut is not going to get it done. You're gonna have to pick winners.
You're only $5 million behind.
$5 million.
That's not a lot of million.
That's a lot of million.
Abraham get hot, baby. We can go all the way.
Abraham ain't gonna get hot.
Abraham will get hot. I got faith in Abraham.
Abraham is gonna remain lukewarm at.
Abraham give me a top 40 finish and it's over with.
I'm gonna tell you what, Sabatini's been your other, horse through all this, making all these cuts.
Yes,
bizarre horse. Did you know, or have you any of the qualifying at this year at the US Open? Anything jump out? Any stories? Did you know anyone or anything that you saw? Because there were a few. I saw it in Ontario. A couple former FES-JC winners, Harris English, a 2-time winner, and Fabian Gomez each were alternates. They did not qualify. So
Ollie Schneider-Jans qualified down in Georgia, and Robert Castro. Roberto Castro. Billy Hurley III qualified in Maryland. He played on tour a few years. Let's see. I didn't see anybody huge, big name just surprise me this year. I didn't think, wow, he didn't. Really didn't see anything else that blew me away.
Let's see. So yeah, there are a few names of note. Retief Goosen was trying to do it down in Florida. I don't know that
Lee Westwood missed out. Lee Westwood, Eduardo Molinari missed out.
Brett Boner missed out, and that's a shame.
Boner missed out.
Yeah,
it must have been too hard for him.
Couldn't keep it going all the way.
Cameron Champ missed out. Kevin Tway, who's been playing well, missed out.
That is.
I'm waiting for Cameron to break through in the real season and not the goofy season, so we can talk about how much potential that young man has.
Now the question this week: do you think anyone is really who's fired up for this event? I mean, is it Mike Weir? Is it who cares about playing in Canada other than Canadians?
Is Mike Weir in the field?
I don't know. What happened to Mike Weir? What happened to him? Is he okay? He was good for a while. Masters champion.
I mean, he seemed to be the guy that just would show up at Augusta and shoot some numbers out of nowhere.
Yeah, man.
That's his claim to fame. I don't think he's ever played well in the Canadian Open.
No, I don't know. Maybe not.
Hard to believe.
Who can say?
I don't know.
There's no way we can look that up. That's
the Canadian strongest threat this time is a guy named Mackenzie Hughes. So we'll see if Mackenzie can bring
Sounds
it
like
home.
a CJ pick.
They haven't had a winner.
Hey,
they
you know
haven't
where I'm
had
going with this.
They haven't had a Countryman win since 1954.
Oh, wow.
1954 since a Canadian won.
That was all Canuck McCockey that got that one done?
Pat Fletcher.
Oh.
The stellar career of Pat Fletcher.
The Canadian whirlwind, Pat Fletcher. Getting it done. So so we the course is it's actually a very nice course.
Yeah, it's only about 7,000 yards, and
site of one of I always remember this course because of one of Tiger's best shots I ever saw came in this course on the 18th hole over a fairway bunker. I want to say was it Sunday or Saturday? I forget, but anyway, he was in the fairway bunker, right side of the fairway, about 210, 215 out, over water. All the way over water. I mean, it's all carry. And he takes like a 4-iron or something and just nuts it to within about 5 feet. Like it was just it was when he was at the absolute top of his game. It was a shot no one could hit. Like it's just no one could get it up fast enough, no one could get enough height on it to actually be able to hold it on the green. No problem. Like he just made it look easy.
Silly.
It was crazy.
Silly
to watch the shot. But that's
so I got since you brought up Tiger, we got to talk a little bit about his round last week because it's important going to the US Open.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what he did on Sunday?
Yeah.
Front nine?
Yeah.
31.
He got hot is what happened.
7-7 off the tee, 9 for 9 in greens and regulations, had 14 putts, 31. Birdies 11 and 12 coming out of the backside. I mean, looking good, and then just kind of just mediocre coming in with a couple of bogeys, shooting even par 36 on the back. But did it make you think, all right, he's not as far away going into Pebble Beach as we thought he was?
Oh, that's the question. I
after the PGA, we just didn't know. He seems, there's talk now that maybe he was a little sick at the PGA and that, he's starting to get back. And, he definitely showed signs of improvement in his golf game, obviously. And he did look a little more engaged than he looked at the PGA to me.
Well, I think, Tiger, especially now, he's so good at timing you're trying to pick the right time to be playing up. It's almost like fighters or boxers or MMA guys training for a fight. Like you got to time your training and ramp it up just at the right time so that you're peaking at these key weeks of your schedule. And I think that got thrown off a little bit by the win at Augusta because he was so jacked up and so excited and so it was just such a big deal. I mean, come on. It was an incredible moment.
Yep.
Emotions, all that stuff. I think it probably threw him off and threw off his schedule, threw off his rhythm a little bit. We saw that with Sergio, who just basically went off the rails when he won the Masters.
Yeah, for a couple of years.
Yeah, for a couple of years. So I think it threw him off a little bit, and I think he's back on rhythm now. And when that showed me, I mean, I don't have any issue. I think he loves Pebble.
Well, I think I love the fact that he finally seemed to enjoy a win. And I think that was the fun part of the Masters for him. He finally learned to enjoy the win. Now he's got to kind of get back between I'm back on focus and I enjoyed my win a little too much routines. I think he's got to get himself back.
I think he's back. I think he's back in that.
I think he probably kicked himself a little bit. Maybe he went 2 weeks too far in the enjoying the win thing.
I did see that the Tiger Tracker on Golf Channel mentioned that they expect Tiger to play in Memphis. That is the expectation. They said that his schedule is U.S. Open. Basically, U.S. Open, British, WGC here, and then into the FedEx Cup. That they think that's the remaining schedule. So
that would be awesome.
That would be fantastic. I'll believe it when I see it because you could. Who knows? You could injury tweak something. Who knows?
Right up like Bay Hill thought he was coming this year too, and he tweaked his neck a little bit. So you
never know. Yeah,
his health is day to day. I think a lot of times, but it would be fabulous for the community to see.
It's fair to say we've never had this much of a chance. I mean, this is by far we never even had a sniff, in the last 20 years. So this is, you at least have a very good opportunity. And as long as he stays healthy, I think it's there for him. I also thought that he was ready, and in the way he played, it helped CBS, it helped their numbers because they could show him. So that immediately boosted them up big time in the ratings. And I'm just very curious to see what they do, with Pebble Beach. We'll talk more about it next week, but can they, over the last few years, they've just gotten worse and worse about gimmicking these things up. And we talked about it. It's hard to gimmick up Pebble Beach. It's such a beautiful
setup.
It's a setup. The setup has been perfect for. It's why they've hosted 6 previous U.S. Opens there. But they'll try. I guarantee you, they're going to try. They're going to try their best to make that thing stupid. And I just hope they don't mess it up too bad.
I think Phil. Did you see Phil's statement?
What did he say?
He said, "I've played in 27 U.S. Opens, and not one of them's ever been set up right." The only thing that helps their setup to be right is rain. He said that's the only thing that helps their setup to be right.
He's not wrong.
It's just such a Phil statement.
He's absolutely right about that. And the other thing that you got to remember too is going into the U.S. Open. How much will Brooks Koepka be caring? He's going to play this week, but he's, by his own admission, has basically said, I don't really care about regular events. I care about majors, and he gears himself up for that. And this is, very much a regular event.
I'm looking at last year's picks. I said, did Koepka ever come? He played here last year.
Yeah.
I picked him with the first pick last year because I had the first pick, and I picked him. And
I watched him play. I walked with him last year.
He finished tied for 30th. So
he was all about. I mean, like I said, I walked 9 with him and in the group, and he's very focused on getting his shots ready for the week after.
So the way my board sets up, I've got last year's kind of going through the schedule. you went this year at Schwab with your goose egg week having 0, and then the Memorial where you got respectable 400,000, and then last year at St. Jude was the first time we'd ever seen the golden goose egg.
That was,
and you had the golden goose egg last year with the Daniel Berger, Tony Finau, and Joaquin Niemann goose egg. Man, Peter, positive thoughts flowing towards you this week. Man.
This time of year is tough.
Picking.
Who's winning again? What's the number on that?
Yeah, don't give them any positive thoughts.
Yeah, what's the number on that? Who's up?
You have a slight narrow lead. It's kind of been cut down the last few weeks. I've gone from being, you were at 8.1 and I was at 4.7 to you're now at 8.5 and I'm at 6.6.
Okay, so you've carved into it a little bit.
I'm a little 1.9 million run from you. I mean, it's decent showing this week, win the major next week, and I'll have the lead again.
And what's CJ at?
CJ hadn't missed a cut in 5 weeks.
I'm doing remarkable things. I'm doing remarkable things over here, Peter.
The cut bonus is amazing.
When we run those year-end stats and we say how many of his players made the cut, it's going to be just phenomenal. That number.
Cutter, baby. All I'm thinking.
He's just a slight mere, just a tick under 5 million behind.
All right, so who's picking first?
I believe I'm first this week.
All right.
I believe I'm first, and I think I am going to go with the perennial Canadian Open winner, DJ.
Yeah, it's hard to go anywhere else.
His father-in-law, always played well in Canada too. So,
that's he did play well in Canada and the United States and anywhere else.
That he might have been the greatest of all time.
That's right.
Along those lines, is I think he was called.
So it's me.
So no, it would be CJ second,
CJ.
And Peter third.
I will take the real Rory McIlroy, not Sabatini this week.
He was cut last week for me. I hope he doesn't cause you to lose your streak.
Yeah, Rory's.
I'm not letting you guys talk me out of this. Be quiet. Every time we do this, you guys talk me out of it, or tell me he's not in the field. No, I'm running with Rory.
I like your pick.
I'm going to take 2 guys that I don't even like to pick, but I'm just picking them both because I think that they have a chance to win, and I don't think that Brooks Koepka does. I'm going to leave him out there for you guys. Matt Kuchar and Webb Simpson. I don't like either one of those guys.
I was hoping you were going to take Jason Duffner.
I'm not taking Jason Duffner. You can have Jason Duffner.
Okay.
He will be there for you unless CJ decides to take him, which is entirely possible.
It's me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me yeah. Mackenzie Hughes, baby.
I knew it.
Let's go.
I knew this was
Canada.
Canada.
That streak ends. He's gonna snap it.
Wow. I mean, I can't believe what you guys are leaving me on the board.
Yeah, you can have him.
Can't believe it.
You can have him.
I will take Scott Piercy. Scott Piercy, the last champion at this golf course. And I will take, I just can't get beat by him, Brooks Koepka.
It's a great 1, 2, 3. You may finish 1, 2, 3.
DJ, Brooks, and Piercy.
You may finish 1, 2, 3.
I doubt it, because that's going to be me.
I thought I was going to do that last week with Cantlay winning, and my other two guys missed a cut.
Got to pick cutters, baby.
McElroy and Kuchar, who you both have picked this week.
I mean, I don't think Kuchar's missing 2 cuts in a row.
He hasn't done that, believe it or not. He hasn't missed consecutive cuts in over 8 years.
That's what I mean. I don't think it's going to happen. I think I can guarantee he's going to make the cut. I don't know if he's going to do anything, but
I mean, he's up there in that nickname ATM. He makes money.
He does every week.
He's always got a little money, cha-ching, cha-ching coming at him.
All right, CJ.
Shane Lowry.
The Irishman. Okay. And finally, oh boy. I would love to pick Justin Thomas, but it feels like he's just kind of a little bit of a weird spot right now. He's not playing all that well. And he's had some real ugly rounds of late. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. What I do like, though, I'm going with the other approach. I'm taking another Canadian. I'm taking Corey Connors, who I do think
I thought about him.
Can actually play well enough. Mackenzie Hughes is not going to win, but Corey Connors might win.
Mackenzie Hughes is definitely going to win. He has the CJ Hurt seal of approval. He's going to give me money.
I think I saw maybe where he had Abraham Answer as his caddy this week.
Ooh, that'd be great.
Oh, does he?
That'd be great. The brain,
yes.
The brain power would be fantastic. Okay, so Gregory, what's going on over at Windike other than just a lot of people playing golf and having lots of fun?
Summertime's in full swing. Pool's open. I got junior camps going on for tennis, for golf, for swim. I mean, there's stuff going on everywhere for every one of your children, including your husbands, and even the wife has some things that we can fit in there as well. So give us a call, 754-1888, windike.com. We'd love to show you how you can make family time at Windike just a memorable one, and make memories with the family is the best thing you can do all summer.
Fantastic. Greg, thank you, and thank you for the chicken biscuit as well.
Oh, I protected it for you. You're such a good man.
He protected it. He did. He protected it. It was under siege, let me tell you. We'll take a break. We'll come back and continue on the experience. Real Sports Talk Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Get happy with Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Weekday afternoons from 1 till 3 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Your seats are amazing.
We deliver tickets, team merchandise, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
You're scrambling around. You need a haircut. Where you gonna go? I got a place that has 15 locations. I've got a place where details matter. I've got a place that can be invigorating and relaxing at the same time. You know what it is. It's Supercuts. Every haircut ends with the signature hot towel finish. Every haircut matters. When you're getting ready, you go into Supercuts. The stylist will pay attention to every detail. So you get the haircut you want. And of course, you're going to finish with that signature hot towel. You walk out clean, sharp, and not just ready, but super ready. And you might want to ask that hairstylist about what the tea tree experience is. One part invigorating, one part relaxing. The tea tree experience is something you need to try. 15 locations. I mentioned that, didn't I? All you've got to do is go to supercuts.com. You'll find the one nearest to you. Get super ready at Supercuts.
Summer's closer than you think. So are Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot, with up to 40% off appliance special buys, like an LG mega capacity top load washer and electric dryer for just $5.98 each. That'll save loads. But hurry, just like summer, they'll be gone before you know it. Today is the day for doing, with Memorial Day savings now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Gas dryer extra. See store for details. Valid through June 5th.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town,
There's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day, group play, and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, specializing in stem cell treatment for your neck, back, hips, knees, shoulders, and autoimmune diseases. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Yeah, I look for the light through the pouring rain. You know that's a game that I hate to lose. And I'm feeling the strain. Oh, yeah. Oh, give me the beat, boy, and free my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
Texters to 67129. Texters are they're wild out here. Texter says Buffaloes have heads almost as big as Peter's.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I shot towards your head size.
Well, it is freakish. I mean, I will grant you that. Yeah, I have to just lean into that. That's true. My head is enormous.
What's the hat size?
8.5. Like I said, you can't find 8.5. Go look for an 8.5 hat just out in the wild. You ain't gonna find it.
Just grazing in Lids.
You ain't gonna find. Yeah, Lids does not even think about having an 8.5. Lids probably doesn't have an 8.
I am now on a mission to find you an 8.5 hat while I'm out and about.
I will tell you this: only one time has it ever happened where I've seen an 8.5 in the wild. It was at the NBA store in New York City.
Oh, okay.
That was the only one I've ever seen.
Did you cop it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. Because it wouldn't even matter what was on it. It's just like it had to fit my head. It's crazy. Like that never happens. So, yes, my head is enormous, as Buffalo's heads are as well. Thank you for pointing that out. Texter also says, did y'all see that last hockey game? Who do you predict? That's a man's game. What do you think? Did you see
Blues,
the last hockey game?
The last hockey game, the Blues got this. We talked about it in depth yesterday. Just the speed with which they are playing and the line shifts. Good line, second line, third line, all of that is great. So much speed is on the ice, so much puck control as well on the ice for them. Love the accuracy of the passes, love their shot selection. I'm going with the Blues here.
What was that?
What just happened? What was that?
I thought we were talking hockey.
Do you know what any of that means that you just said? Any of that?
What?
Any of that?
Blues.
Second line, third line, any of that? You know what that is?
Yes.
Blues. Let's go.
What? Who's?
I gave you my answer, Peter.
Who do you think is the king of their puck control?
The king of the puck control?
Yeah.
Man, there's so many great players. You can't just
no. There's not that many. Actually,
when you have puck control the way that they have puck control, and you can do the things that they can do with the puck on the stick.
What does that mean?
Peter, you gonna let me answer the question? When you can do what they can do with the puck on the stick, that is just a team. That starts from the top down, man. I can't pit that on one person.
What do you mean, like the owner? What are you talking about?
The owner, the general manager going out finding these players, the owner empowering the GM and the coach to help get them to this point.
But listen, I mean,
I can't pit that all on one person.
No, I agree. I know what you're saying exactly. I'm just saying I need one name, just one of the names. Not any of them. There's so many. It should be easy to come up with one,
Peter,
because there's so many. And listen, I understand. They will understand it's not diminishing the other names that you don't come up with.
And when you say one name, it automatically lends itself to the others being diminished.
No,
man.
but they're not going to be. But I've already said
Peter,
they're not. So
Peter.
you can feel free to say a name. Yeah, just say a name.
What?
Any of the names. Any of the ones that you're talking about with a great puck control.
Huh? Yeah. You know.
Well, I mean, obviously I know.
Obviously, you know.
But I'm saying you probably should tell the people, though, because you
They know. They've been watching.
They don't know.
They don't know.
No, they have no idea.
How have you not been watching the Stanley Cup final?
Max, do you know?
No.
Honesty. Refreshing.
Jordan Bennington. Wait, no, that's Bennington. Yeah, Jordan Bennington.
What's his deal?
Huh?
What's
you just said say a name.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying names now.
What is Jordan Bennington? What position does he play?
He's so versatile, Peter. He plays.
He's really
a whole
not.
bunch.
He only plays
He
one.
really is.
He only plays one position.
He is really versatile.
He's
man.
really not.
He has the potential to play multiple positions.
He does. He does not.
But he's good. He's solid.
He does
with the
not.
puck control.
He does
He
not.
aids with the puck control.
Yeah. Okay. He's the
Oh wait, no, he's the goalie.
Yeah, he's the goalie. So that's an interesting approach. But yeah, fair enough. I was trying to help you with that, but you didn't take my hint. So fair enough. I was doing my best to help you. He's really not versatile at all. He's very one-dimensional as a player. But he's very good. He's a rookie.
He's the one who hits him with the stinky glove.
So that's great. That's CJ's Hockey Minute.
Yes.
Brought to you by Mulch and Manure. Can we get some farm supply store to sponsor CJ's Hockey Minute?
We should. Because it was a great minute.
You almost said a name.
I did. I definitely said a name.
Yeah. You didn't even know what the name is.
After Googling it.
What was the Google search specifically?
Blues roster. What do you mean?
Blues roster. Yeah, I was wondering. That's like what could that Google search possibly be? Now we know. 67129 on the text line if you want to join in. If you want more hockey, go ahead and send your hockey questions into CJ. Be very specific about your hockey questions to CJ, and he'll be happy to not at all answer them.
Can't wait to answer all these hockey questions we're going to
So feel free if you want to find out about the
call in with them also
game 5 of the Stanley Cup final. Yeah, just text him. You don't need to call in with him.
I can name hockey positions, Texter. Text on the first main text line.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Name the positions. What are the positions?
You got the goalie. You got 2 wings. You got a center, and you got 2 defensemen, right? Or 3 defensemen.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, I played the hockey Vitcha games growing up. So I'm
my positions in hockey are the fat guy, the skinny guy, and the medium sized guy. That I could do. I was like, well, do I want 3 fat guys and then the 1 skinny guy, or do you ever play ice hockey in the NES? That's what you had.
I played it on Sega.
You had your choice. No, NHL '94. That was amazing. But that was a real hockey game. Yeah, ice hockey on the NES was just ridiculous. But you had your choices for players were fat guy, regular sized guy, or skinny guy. Skinny guy was faster. Fat guy was stronger. So it's like fat guy, and you had 4 different players. You could pick each one could be. So you want 4 fat guys, you want 4 skinny guys, you want that's the real hockey to me. So hockey to me is totally no absolutely. Of course you do, 100%. Great questions. All the way. Keep those hockey questions coming in at 67129. Now you had alluded to. We can take some other questions as well. 360-8255. You had alluded to Kawhi Leonard and his ridiculousness, and there was a profile that was put out there. I think one of my colleagues over at The Athletic did it, talking about his time at San Diego State and some of the things that he did, which were insane. Did you what do you care to share a few of your takeaways from that? Do you have that in front of you? The
yes,
because you had mentioned that you wanted to talk about this. And
it is like Kawhi is not regular. He is something else. Kawhi, one of the quotes from the article, Kawhi was not afraid to let you know that you weren't going to score on him, that you couldn't get past him, or that he would score on you. Every time, this is where it gets weird. Like when you're one of the all-time greats, like you've got that swagger to it. You've got that confidence to you and to your game. But the way, because we don't hear Kawhi speak a lot, the way Kawhi let you know you weren't going to beat him was every time or he had just scored on you, every time the ball went through the net, he would just say basket. Like if he's guarding you, he's not saying what you got. You got to go and buy me. You're trying to go buy him. And he's just saying nope repeatedly. Just nope. Like, what?
Bucket.
Instead of saying, hey,
bucket.
We're finna go to the store. I'm finna go to the store. Kawhi just gets up and says, I'm out, and just leaves. Like, it is so strange. And the help side defense, that was great. There's a tidbit in there for as great as Kawhi Leonard is defensively, that this goes to show how hard it is to get everybody to buy into the concept of help defense and why, if you got a great help side defender, they are valuable. Kawhi Leonard's whole thing was, yo, I got my man on lock. It's those dudes' job to guard their guy. Why I got to get in help defense when they can just keep their guy in front of everybody like I do? And the coach at the time, I forget the coach's name at the time, but he was basically saying, like, Kawhi
Steve Fisher.
Yeah, no, the defensive coach. Hold on, let me try and find it here. But he was saying
Shelton, I think, or something.
Yeah, he was saying, like, in Kawhi's way, like, Kawhi is visibly frustrated for a Kawhi Leonard, not for a regular person, but for a Kawhi. So very respectfully, Kawhi's like, yo, why can't these dudes just guard their man one-on-one like I do? Well, Kawhi, because they're not as good as you. Like, that is why. The whole article is just full of wonderful tidbits of weirdness from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, first of all, yeah, when you read the piece, he says he was one of the hardest recruits that you'd ever deal with. He said he wouldn't text or call or he wasn't going to talk to you.
That's how he ended up at San Diego State. Pac-12 schools, major schools wanted him. He just wasn't trying to talk to him.
He just didn't want to talk to anybody. And so you'd have to drive up there and like actually just wait for him. He'd be like, hey, what's up? And then he'd go shoot. And like he would end up shooting in like an empty gym, in a dark gym. One of the team managers says I would show up early to the arena to get things set up for practice because they shared like a volleyball. Everyone shared the volleyball team. He said, I'm going to be the first guy in the arena just to get things set up. And I walked out to bring the balls out, and he's already got one or two with him shooting in the dark by himself at like 6 a.m.
If you've played,
he had to break in. They didn't have swipe cards.
Yeah,
they had one key, and he would just wiggle his finger and like break into the gym and just go play.
Now that is something I can relate to. Being in high school, like you need courts to play on, and the outdoor courts, while they are awesome, they don't lend itself to the same type of environment that you get on an indoor court. Also, I just had indoor basketballs, so I couldn't play on the outdoor court with indoor basketballs. Several gyms, you learn how to yank the door just right to break into.
I mean, it sounds
he's shooting with a lamp. Like he breaks in, brings his lamp, grabs a basketball, and has the lamp plugged in while he's shooting.
Says and all he would say was board man. board man. I'm a board man. Board man gets paid. So when he would grab a rebound, he'd say board man gets paid. Like it sounds like he's got like a mental issue of some sort. He, instead of saying we need to walk to the store, let's go to the store, he'd just say I'm up. When he leaves, he just says I'm up. And Shelton said if he joked, it would be like one or two comments, and then he'd go like yee. He'd make more sounds than he actually talked. Again, he sounds like he's like some kind of a creature. Like he's not like, is he even human? He would just say, why can't everybody guard their own man? He said, we're talking about rotation. So why can't you just guard somebody?
Guard your guy. Keep your guy in front of you. Kawhi, because they're not all world defenders like you. And it's tough, man. Kawhi's just a different dude. And it's weird.
He'd come over to my house and he'd watch Michael Jordan highlights. We called them Mike highs. What a weirdo. Mike highs. You want to watch some Mike highs?
Let's go watch these Mike highs.
He would have his cell phone on his lap at team dinners watching Jordan highlights.
I mean, that's not that weird when you think about
it like you're just sitting there with your phone in your lap watching Jordan highlights?
On the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being somebody who has no clue who Jordan is, and 10 being Kobe Bryant mocking all of the moves that Jordan has, that's like a 6. Like you're going to watch something while you eat dinner. It's going to be highlights of somebody. Michael Jordan, that's fine.
He liked Martin, apparently. They also said there are definitely a few jokes about self-pleasure techniques with his hands. Said it could be helpful or harmful depending on your perspective. With those, it could probably do a lot more damage if you get too much into it. It's fair enough. Probably correct. Wow. You should read the whole piece. He comes across as just a complete genius in every way, which is to say that most geniuses are
just
weird people, socially awkward,
savant.
Yeah, like he's a basketball genius. Like he's just socially, everything else is not the norm. But man, when it comes to basketball, it's what he wants to do, and he's phenomenal. I'm up. I'm up. Mike, hold with me. We'll take your call after the break. 360-8255. When we return here, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Check out Dave Voloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time. Weekdays from 3 till 6 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. As most of you know, I don't have a history of bragging or boasting that Five Ash Roofing is the best roofer in the Memphis area, but did you know we are the only diamond-level roofing professional in the area? We are one of very few local roofing companies that have been in business for 20 years. We've never had a justified claim against us. We are locally owned and family operated. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingles. We're experts in insurance claim. We do residential and commercial work. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis Athletic Department and a proud member of the Tigers home team. We support local youth sports and St. Jude's. We have worked with churches and veteran services to help those in need by providing services at a deep discount or even for free. We are currently working with Young Life to give them a free roof on the historic log cabin in Germantown. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Summer is closer than you think. So are Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot, with up to 40% off appliance special buys, like an LG mega capacity top load washer and electric dryer for just $5.98 each. That'll save loads. But hurry, just like summer, they'll be gone before you know it. Today is the day for doing, with Memorial Day savings now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Gas dryer extra. See store for details. Valid through June 5th.
Plunge on into the Super Summer Sale at Family Leisure. Complete pools starting at only $12.99. 24-foot above-ground pools starting at $19.99 installed. 4-piece deep seating patio sets starting at $7.99. Holly Adirondacks 20% off. Spas starting at $17.99. Swim spa starting at $99.99. Family Leisure has great prices on all outdoor kitchens and pergolas. Lowest prices guaranteed. The Super Summer Sale at Family Leisure, Witten Road at I-40.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today. Shop our aggressive lease and finance options now. Luxury is waiting at Acura Memphis, or shop online 24/7. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Duncan Williams Investment Bankers presents Kansas at Live at the Garden this Friday, June 7th at the beautiful Memphis Botanic Garden. One night, Kansas, all the hits, plus Almost Famous is the opening band. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. For more information, visit liveatthegarden.com. Doors open at 6:30, show starts at 8:30. Also presented by FedEx, True Green, Infinity of Memphis, Regions Bank, Radians, Pro Show, Mojave Tint, and PDR. That's Kansas at Live at the Garden this Friday, June 7th at the Botanic Garden.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell Treatment Center, specializing in stem cell treatment for your neck, back, hips, knees, shoulders, and autoimmune diseases. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Come to decide that the things that I tried were in my life just to get high on. When I sit alone, come get a little known, but I need more than myself this time. Step from the road to the sea to the sky, and I do believe that we rely on. When I lay it on, come get to play it on, all my life to sacrifice. Hey-oh.
All right. Welcome back. Peter and CJ with you on The Experience. As we roll on with hour number 2 of the program, going to take you all the way up to 10 o'clock, where we got middays, so Greg and Eli. After that, we will give you a recap of what's been happening top of the next hour. Texter says, you'll need to watch that next Stanley Cup game Thursday night. I don't know much about it, but I know more than CJ. That is true. Almost anyone does. But that's CJ's Hockey Minute. CJ's Hockey Minute is fantastic. Let's go to Mike, who I think does not want to talk about CJ's hockey minute, and I think we're all grateful for that. Mike, good morning. How are you?
Broken pharmacy school to practice filling scripts early before everybody got there.
That's right. CJ was breaking in. Yeah, CJ was breaking in. He was
already
dealing out this, that, and the other. That's
yeah,
right.
But anyway, I was going to ask you, with Conley trade, what are these trade exceptions and all this stuff? I mean, all the extra bells and whistles you can use in a trade. Where do they fit in at, or could fit in at?
I mean, trade exceptions are kind of a specific thing. They probably won't matter because they would necessitate that you would take on more money from the Grizzlies' perspective.
Okay, so that doesn't save us. Like,
no,
we could trade Conley at $37 million and do a trade exception, knock off 9 of that or something.
No. With the way that would work though is a team that has salary cap space under the cap line. Which the Lakers would qualify as that. You could trade into that space, and save yourself that money. That's not a trade exception. That's a different deal.
Yeah, okay.
But you could. There are teams out there that you could trade Mike Conley.
So you can actually trade him and save money.
You could, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, we'll go through probably as we get closer to the actual July 1 and the whole thing with trades and how it's going to work and all that sort of thing. Like, I'll give you a little bit of a primer once we get to that point. But essentially, what you need to know is if you're trading to a team that is below the salary cap, and as the offseason approaches, because guys are out of contract and they're free agents and all that, you have more teams that are below the cap. When you're in season, there's not that many teams, if any, that are actually below the salary cap. But off season, there tend to be those teams. That space underneath, you can absorb a contract into without any problem. As long as you have enough space to absorb the whole thing, you can do that. So there are teams that could take that money in, and the Grizzlies do not have to match the salary as a result. When both teams are over the cap, then you get into specific rules about the salaries have to be within 125% of each other and all this stuff. And so there's issues that jump in once you get over the luxury tax. It's a whole different thing. So yeah, there are complications, but just know that if you're dealing with a team like the Lakers or the Suns or somebody else that has some space, then you could theoretically trade Conley into that space and save yourself a bunch of money, which the Grizzlies, that would probably be very appealing to them if that were the case. I don't know. The whole thing with Conley has been kind of put on the back burner a little bit because of the fact the Grizzlies still don't have a coach. They don't have. There's so many different things that are out there right now. The finals, the draft stuff. So Conley is kind of been on the back burner, but I can assure you, over the next little bit, you'll see more and more start to emerge, including that report yesterday that the Suns are potentially looking to trade the 6th pick for a veteran point guard. Well, it just stands to reason that there's only 2 that would make any sense in that situation, and Mike Conley, Chris Paul. So those rumors will continue to jump up over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and again, just looking around the NBA, a lot of teams think they are a veteran point guard away. We talked about the Lakers in the first hour, but Utah told Ricky Rubio, we're not trying to bring you back, man. You're not a priority for us. We're going to try and go out and get another point guard, get another veteran in here who can help us a little bit more than you can. And then you take a look, everybody is a giant game of musical chairs, and everybody's not going to get the guy they want. So who knows what the trickle-down effects might be as well. You could be looking at a situation where the Brooklyn Nets are looking up like, oh, man, we missed out on Kyrie and we missed out on Chris Paul. We have some pieces we might be able to offer in exchange for Mike Conley. This is going to be a situation that is going to get not complicated in a bad way, but just complicated because there are a lot of different moving pieces in this particular situation. They've got to move him, and they got to get good returns for him.
Well, and the whole thing is, it's pretty clear that the Grizzlies are going to have to figure out, and this should be independent of whoever the coach ends up being, what the priority is and how they're going to build, and what the plan is going to be. That the way that you prioritize a Mike Conley trade, you have to figure out, are you ready to rebuild? Are you merely reloading? Are you retooling? And what are you going to do? It should have nothing to do, in my mind, with whoever the coach is going to be or who you're going to pick with your second pick. Those things are separate. If you want to add another pick to the mix, then sure. Then obviously that comes into play. But otherwise, but the question is, what sort of a reload or rebuild are you looking to do? And you have to answer that question internally before you go out and start soliciting offers. And if you trade Mike for, like, say, like the 4th pick or the 6th pick or something like that, straight up, and maybe get a young player, but basically that's the deal, then you're setting yourself up for a rebuild. You're saying, look, we're going to get a couple rookies, we're going to trade our best player, we're getting a bunch of salary cleared. In that scenario, does Jonas want to come back? I don't know that Jonas wants to come back at that point.
He said as much. He said, this is all going to me coming back depends on some moves and coaches. So, I mean, does he want to come back? Even, would he be willing to sacrifice the 17.6 that he's owed for this 1 year in order to try to get a longer term deal with a more stable situation at his point in his career? I mean, that's entirely possible. So, yeah, there's a bunch of dominoes that could fall as a result of that, but it's up to the Grizzlies to determine what that should look like and what is your actual plan. How long is this going to go? Is it a rebuild? Is it a retool? Are you trading Conley for some, similar age, like maybe a little younger, but like established talent because you think you're still going to remain fairly competitive? That's the determination. And until we know exactly what that looks like, it's hard to know what sort of a deal they'd be looking for Mike Conley. Let's take a time out, come back. Hour number 3 on the way. We'll get back into Game 3 discussion tonight. Very, very big. Very big out in Oakland. We'll discuss that here in the Family Leisure Studios. We'll give you a recap what happened last night as well. Some good news for the Liberty Bowl as well. We'll talk about that on the other side. Stick around. Peter and CJ with you. Real Sports Talk Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
I buy houses. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I buy houses. I buy houses. We'll buy a house in any area, in any condition. And yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I buy houses can get you your money quickly. I buy houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I buy houses. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen. 901-406-1101. I buy houses.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world, and I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-in Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Is your air conditioning system ready for the hot Memphis summer? Good news, it's spring cleaning time at Conway Services. We'll come out and perform our exclusive 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up on your air conditioning system for only $69. Did you know the number one cause of air conditioning system breakdown is dirt? A dirty air conditioning system can literally starve the life from your home's cooling system, causing untimely breakdowns, higher utility costs, and even premature equipment failure. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your air conditioning system, making sure you're ready for the hot Memphis summer, all for only $69. It's like taking your air conditioner to a car wash. Plus, right now, we'll treat your air conditioner with a special Teflon coating to help protect against the hot Memphis sun. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company at 384-3511, and call this week, and we'll perform your super tune-up for only $57.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
At Indeed, we understand that when it comes to hiring, it's important to have a large talent pool to choose from. But sometimes too many good options can be overwhelming. That's why Indeed doesn't just give you access to a large pool of job seekers. We also offer screener tools that let you instantly narrow down your search. Hone in on hiring with Indeed. Experience Indeed for yourself today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting at Indeed.com/promo. Terms and conditions apply.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, Excellence in Office Solutions.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 and 87.7 FM anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also keep up to date with everything going on by keeping up with Sports 56 on social media. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for information on breaking news, station events, big guests, and opportunities to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Stay in touch with Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter today. Your home for the Ole Miss Rebels. Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGF-LP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
All day, staring at the ceiling, making friends with shadows on my wall. All night,
this is not R&B.
Voices telling me that I
could have told you that.
I thought we were doing R&B.
Kind of a mix up, just a little bit of everything.
Okay. All right, you throw that out.
That first hour was more that.
Oh, God. Let's talk over this because CJ's singing is. Turn it off just real quick.
I lost my mind, and I'm not crazy. I'm
just ruined every song.
Well, I know right now you can't.
Even your voice sounds like you're cringing.
Think of me.
You see that? Oh God!
It's like nails on chalkboard.
Even your own voice sounds like your voice is cringing.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. I'm just a little impaired. I know right now you don't care.
What?
You are to singing.
You are cringing your own voice.
Yeah. Yeah. You are to singing what Kawhi Leonard is to speech making.
Very
awkward, and
very, very good,
and not good.
I'm remarkable at it.
It really is remarkable in a sense, for sure. It is hour number 3. Welcome into the program. I apologize to all of you for having to listen to that. I can promise you the rest of the show's not like that. That is CJ. He talks.
I make no apologies.
He talks much better. That's a shame. He talks much better than he sings. I am Peter. I sing and talk beautifully. Then Max. What? So I throw that in there. Maximilian 2% Vincent over on the other side of the glass. Is that? It's a shame that your real name is not Maximilian because it should be, and that's what I'm gonna call you from. That's what I call you from now on.
I like Maxwell.
I get that name a lot called sometimes.
Well, it's good. You're unfortunately your parents should have made that official on the birth certificate. It's not too late. You can go to that court over in Marion and you can make that change right now, buddy. It's just that simple.
No, thank you.
We've talked to Greg Hines about golf. We've talked a whole smorgasbord of stuff on what is a very humid day. It tells me weather-wise it's not going to rain today.
It's not that humid.
It's super humid.
It's not that bad.
Will you walk outside now? Have you walked outside?
I went outside, yes.
It wasn't that bad?
When I let Greg in, it was not that bad.
All right, maybe it's gotten a little better. It was super humid this morning.
Like when I got to the car 5:30 this morning, it was awful.
Real bad.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson bad.
So maybe it's not quite as humidity. Maybe the humidity's not so crazy. What do you think the current relative humidity is in Memphis?
I'm gonna go 63%.
Okay. What do you got?
I think it's lower.
Higher or lower?
It's lower.
You say that for sure? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to find out soon. Although I can't get anywhere because the internet's not working. So at this moment, but we'll hopefully
it's too humid for the internet to work.
Yeah, it may be all soggy.
Yes,
that's possible because of that. In the meantime, I will tell you, hour number 3, we are going to talk about Game 3 tonight. What could be a pivotal Game 3 in the NBA Finals. Raptors and the Warriors. We'll talk about where things stand from the Grizzlies. We were talking about that a little bit to end hour number 2. A few other tidbits around the NBA. We're going to get more on CJ on the hockey. I know that's exciting for everybody. You're going to love that. And
rubber puck, as I like to call it.
You do. Greg Hines wants to know, do you know what hooking is?
Yeah. That's when you get the stick up high and you using your stick impede a player's progress towards the puck. Isn't it? And you hook them with the stick.
It doesn't have to be up high.
I mean, it's up off the ground. I'm not saying up around the neck, but like up off the ground. And you're on a player and your stick is there. It's like hand checking only with the stick.
Well, it's like you're hooking them back with your stick.
Yeah.
It's close enough. By the way, current humidity, 83%.
Good God.
83.
Does not feel like it.
What do you mean it doesn't feel like it? It feels like it. It's super humid.
You're inside. You haven't gone outside yet.
It feels like it in here.
Next break, I'm going outside next
here.
break. Next week, I'm going outside to settle this humidity thing. Peter gets upset when I just get up and walk out for some reason. Like me being on the show is that
because
important?
You're doing a show.
It's one of the reasons.
It's not that important. But I can go out and during the commercial, because I'm considerate of you and your feelings.
I mean,
I'll check this humidity thing out.
Being a pro. That's right. Okay.
Being a what?
Being a pro. That's right.
Oh, no. Be a professional.
That's right.
I'm a rookie. I get to make rookie moves.
Staying in your that's right. So in any event, it's super humid out there, and they say it's not gonna rain. I don't buy it.
Well, that humidity is
83%. And look how it's like all overcast. I think it's come on. You can't tell me it's not gonna rain. It's not. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. They say it's not going to, but I don't buy it. I don't think that's the case at all. The good news for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl and for the city of Memphis, they've renewed their affiliations with the SEC and the Big 12 through 2025, and in doing so have bumped up the pool, the purse for the teams that are going to be in it up to about $6 million, which puts them kind of on par with the Outback Bowls of the world and a little bit of a higher echelon, which may help them in the selection process. I don't know, but it has worked extremely well. There's no question about that. And so it makes sense that they have done that. They've announced, that they've given, I think it's something like $34 million total to St. Jude, which is fantastic. And the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, it's a wonderful event. It has been around one of the longest running events in the city. And this really strengthens it. So congratulations to those guys over there, Steve and Harold and everyone. It's a great coup, and we congratulate them. I think I look forward to what should be a lot of really good matchups coming up.
Yeah, and it pits them now, and I feel like they've been close for a number of years, but I think this pits them in that next tier of bowl, not New Year's Six Bowl, but like you said, that Outback Bowl, Capital One Bowl, like Liberty Bowl is in there now with the matchups they're able to get. 2 Power 5 conferences, 2 fairly good teams from those conferences. A lot of times, at least one of those teams comes in ranked. And at the end of the game, one of those teams usually ends the season ranked as well. So hats off to them. Major congratulations. This is great for the city.
Fantastic news all around. So we'll get to watch for at least another 6 years, some good stuff. And then who knows what happens after that. All right, so tonight, as I mentioned, it is tied at 1 game apiece. Raptors, Warriors, Golden State, a 4.5-point favorite as we sit this morning, in spite of the fact that they are going to be without Kevin Durant They are going to be with Klay Thompson, but he is going to be nowhere near 100%. I would say 60 to 70% at best. And this is not an injury. The hamstring is not an injury where it is a matter of being able to tolerate the pain. That's not it. It's a matter of your body you just don't have the strength in your body to actually do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Your body just won't do it. So that's the tricky part for him. You won't have Kevon Looney, who's out, I think, for the entire series, it looks like, with a collarbone injury, and Andre Iguodala is going to be hampered. So this is a tremendous. In any other team, you would say, well, geez, how in the world are they going to get it done? But because you have Steph, because you have, he's one of the all-time great players in the history of the game. You have Draymond Green, who is staking his claim as one of the all-time great impactful players in the postseason. You have Boogie Cousins, who's just kind of an afterthought for most of this because he's been hurt, but he's extremely good. And you've got this commitment and this way of playing that seems to transcend whoever they've got on the court. They're 4.5-point favorites in spite of this. No other team would be a favorite in this scenario against a team that won more regular season games than they did.
Mm-hmm. This is a game the Raptors should win. I know what the line is, and Steph Curry is phenomenal. Draymond Green, DeMarcus Cousins, great, and that's what makes this Warriors team so difficult to beat, that even with the injuries, right, they still have all-stars, all defensive players, all NBA members. They have MVPs on this roster. So even if the other MVPs, other all-defensive members, all other all-stars can't play, they're still being carried by a group of those types of players. But, if you can't get this game with no Kevin Durant, with a severely hobbled Klay Thompson, with a hobbled Andre Iguodala, I don't know what you're doing if you're Toronto. I know Kawhi is injured. Kawhi is definitely hurt. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a really major injury that he is playing through. You saw it on that final. You saw it. You've seen it throughout the course of this series, but you saw it on that final play where Andre Iguodala hits that three, where if Kawhi has the typical Kawhi Leonard burst, he gets that steal. He beat Sean Livingston to that ball, but he doesn't have that burst, that explosiveness. And that allowed Livingston to get the ball and kick the Iguodala for the three. But, even with a hobbled Kawhi, though, you still got Siakam. You still got Gasol. I know Lowry's dealing with some hand issues, but you still got Van Vliet, who's been playing really, really well this series. They should be able to go out there and contain Steph Curry and score the basketball. Defensively, they'll be fine, but they've got to find a way to create some shots. Their shot creator, Kawhi, he can't do it. He can do it. He is hampered, though. It's not the same type of shots being created. It's not the same type of burst to the basket, the same type of explosiveness at the rim. He can still do it. They need somebody else on the offensive end of the court to help carry that load and to step up. We saw in game one, and you pointed this out, both Mark and Siakam both went off offensively, and they won that game. They're going to have to do they're going to have to do it again. Otherwise, they're going to go down 2-1, and then that you get, because of the way all this time off works, get another, 2-3 days before the next game, and you allow the Warriors to get a little bit healthier. You allow Klay Thompson to rest that hammy a little bit. You allow Kevin Durant to get some extra treatment. Kevin Durant comes out game 4, and then that's all she wrote. You're done.
Well, here's the thing. You're right. And, I mean, the Raptors, though, they have to execute. The Warriors, just by default, are so good, and they execute so well, even in a limited form, that they're not going to beat themselves. They've been through all these wars time and time again. So the Raptors are going to have to play. You're not going to get a cheap one. That means they're going to have to execute better. Kyle Lowry's got to stay out of foul trouble. He's picking up so many cheap fouls early in these games with these little swipes and stuff. And I know the referees are calling it inconsistently and a little tight and what. It's still you can't be trying to take every charge, and you can't be trying to swipe and steal and poke you just can't. It's not smart to be able to do that. You've got to be better than that. they need him on the court. They need him to play more. They need Mark to be as aggressive as he can be. And I think he's done a pretty good job of that for the most part for the last little bit of the playoffs. Basically, since was it game 2 of the Philly series where he was like non-existent. He took like 3 shots or something. He's been a little more active. Obviously 20 points in the first game. He needs to be active. He needs to take 8 to 10 shots and be, he's gonna have to have 1 or 2 borderline threes where, you might even say, oh, that's a bad shot. You kind of pulled it too quickly. I'd rather him do that than the alternative. Siakam has to be better. 5 of 18 in game 2, not good enough. He's got to be better in his shot selection, and he's got to play more consistent defense. He was really good defensively game 1, less so in game 2. They got to win the game. I mean, as much as hobbled as the Raptor, or as hobbled as the Warriors are, they're not giving it to the Raptors. They have to execute, and you need that bench to be the best version of themselves rather than kind of in between or middling or bad. I don't know if that can all come together. And then you've got Steph, man, who he's, especially in that building. These are the last games in Oracle.
He gave the Oakland shoes away to 30 people who he felt like with his time in Oakland really helped him out tremendously.
I mean, it's that's a wonderful thing to me. I know people gripe and moan and all this stuff. Man, to me, Steph is like he would be like what you'd want your kid to grow up to be, pretty much. Like I don't know what's not to like. I mean, he's
the shimmying up and down the court, the taunting of opponents.
It's not taunting. That's not even taunting. He's just shimmying. He's having fun.
He's having fun at others' expense. You don't get to be better than everybody and then dance on them while you better. Why? You don't get to stun on folks, Peter. That's not how this works.
Why?
You know it's not how this works. And because Steph is smaller than the average NBA player, he's allowed to get away with it. No, you can't do that in sports.
What are you talking about?
Sportsmanship. If Steph Curry was playing in baseball right now, they'd hit him in the head with a ball.
And they'd be wrong. And that's why baseball, stupid unwritten rules, makes it a very unappealing game. Dumb. It's ridiculous. There's plenty of mechanisms if somebody stunts on you to get them back.
No, you can't because they're so much better than you are.
Then that's how it works.
That's not how it works. You don't get to pull up from half court, drain a shot in my eye, and then shimmy up and down the court.
Sure you do.
That makes me feel bad as a person.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
Do something about it.
I can't because you're better than I am.
No one has the right to make you feel bad. That's how you feel about yourself. No one is in control of how you feel about yourself.
Steph Curry is when he hits half court shots in my face.
That's on you. That's a you problem. That's not a him problem.
That's a us problem.
No, that's a him. That's a you problem. But we gotta separate these things out. He does. Steph does. I mean, there's a lot of corniness to it, but look, man, he's a phenomenal dude. He deals with a lot of pressure and a lot of obligations and everything else. He's obviously well compensated for it. So I mean, let's not go too crazy on this stuff. But he handles it all with, I think, a lot of grace. And I got no problem with a guy stunting and having.
Look at all these threes. Look at all of them hitting them on these folks' faces. And then look at how he reacts. The leg out, tongue out, the shimmy down the court, the shake up and down the court, the jumping up and celebrating with Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook is in front of the Raptors bench, and Steph Curry runs over there and gives him a chest bump as the game is happening.
Yeah, they thought there'd be a timeout. They thought there'd be a timeout. They thought it was going to be a timeout.
Okay. There wasn't one, and that's what they did. And if it was somebody else, that wouldn't fly.
Nah. You had plenty of chance. You got plenty of chance if you want. You want to do something about it?
Everybody wants to do something about it.
Then do it.
They can.
The Raptors got a great chance tonight.
Yeah, they should. Like it? They should absolutely do something.
You don't like it? Do something about it. It's this whole thing about, you gotta when you can't run up the score, man. In the pros, stop me. We're all getting played. We're all getting paid out here. Stop me. That's if we're in high school, sure, I get it. You're even in college, but once we're out here once we're all getting paid,
certain college.
Stop me. Yeah, you don't like me scoring? Yeah, okay. Well, I like to score, so why don't you stop me from scoring? That's your job. My job is to score. So it's that simple. I mean, everyone's got Jordan Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face in practice. Is that good?
Yes. That's a competitor right there.
That's what I mean.
He wants it.
So it's all about, it's just the fact that it comes from Steph Curry and the way he looks, he gets discriminated against because he's little and all that. He has to deal with that discrimination. I mean,
What discrimination?
The one that you're just putting out there, like, he wags, he's just shimmying and he's throwing his tongue out there. You wouldn't. There's lots of dudes do stuff like that, but you only notice it because it's Steph and he's little. Shaq stunted on people all day long.
Yeah, and we complained about Shaq stunting on people. Steph Curry gets away with that because he is so little and built the way he's built and plays the way he plays.
Was it good or bad for Allen Iverson's career that he stepped over Tyronn Lue?
Very good.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, he's exactly
iconic.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh, that Steph was wonderful.
Exactly right. Some of our finest, was it good or bad for Damian Lillard that he waved bye-bye to the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Awful, because I thought the Thunder would win that series.
Maximilian, was it good or bad for Damian Lillard that he waved bye-bye?
It was great.
Of course it was.
Everyone talked about it.
Of course it was. Life is built on stunning on people. That's what you do. And you got to be willing to accept getting stunted upon when things don't go your way. That's fine. No problem. Accept it. That's cool. But I'm going to live my best life. That means if something good happens, I'm going to celebrate it.
I'm definitely not going to trip in front of you so you don't step over me.
I will step right over you.
You're
stone cold.
You're an awful sportsman.
I'm happy. Listen, I will happily help you up after I step over you. I mean, that's how. If the game is still being played, I'm gonna step over you. I mean, if it's if we got a whistle, if there's stoppage of play, then yeah, I'll help you up. No problem. Come on, man. That's how we do things. It's called personality.
Yeah, we're not allowed to have those.
No, that's what makes the sport so
It's like
great.
Marshawn Lynch breaking all those tackles on that run against the Saints, whatever it was, and just dove into the end zone holding his crotch.
He dove into the end zone, grabbing his nuts. That's just called personality. I do. Yeah, I don't know about you. You're the only one who doesn't. This we. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know who he is. We don't like
no,
him.
I know you.
We call Marshawn some cold things when Marshawn was being Marshawn.
We did.
We don't rock with that. All right? And we don't. And Marshawn, different shade, dreads, speaks a little differently. Mm-hmm. When he stunts, there's an issue. In Oakland, when that person stunts, when the person who looks like Marshawn stunts on folks, there's a little bit more of an uproar. When Steph does it, it's just Steph being Steph. It's fun. It's great.
Well, there's definitely a factor of that too. There's no doubt about that. And that is wrong on all those levels. That said, I can only speak for myself, in which I say I am pro stunting, no matter your shade. Whether dark light or somewhere in between.
Translucent.
You could be
Sammy Sosa, pink.
whatever he is right now. Cookies and cream.
Your color.
You want to be.
No, Sammy Sosa is the same shade as your shirt.
Yeah, he is. Salmon. I think it's more salmon. Salmon Sosa. Is that what we call him now?
Yeah. That's what we're going to call him.
Salmon Sosa.
I like that. We're calling him Salmon Sosa.
That's gotta be his new nickname, right? Salmon Sosa. All right, we'll take a break. We'll have some predictions as well. On the other side, as we continue here, live and local from Family Leisure Studios and brought to you by our friends at Acura of Memphis. They bring you this out of the program, 385 and Ridgeway. And you just need a respite. You need a break. It is so humid. The relative humidity now is 88%. Unbelievable. Get in the Acura and turn on those seat coolers and feel that wonderful cold air blowing right up around your keister, getting you nice and cold from the bottom up. Oh, it feels so good. It's fantastic. Check it out. One of the many amenities, and there's so many. That's why you need to take a test drive and just start to get a feel for exactly what's going on. You're going to absolutely love it. Check it out. Online, AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them at 385 and Ridgeway. Say hello to the great folks at Acura of Memphis. Back after this, Real Sports Dark, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
I'm up.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Bases loaded here at the top of the ninth. And the pitch. And it's out of here.
We deliver baseball caps, mitts, and everything you need to get ready for the game. But what you really get when FedEx knocks on your door is so much more.
FedEx Delivery.
Game day spirit. What we deliver by delivering.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world, and I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
Are you tired of all the clouds and bad weather? Rain brings pollutants that can wreak havoc on your car's finish, but there is someone who can help. Car Wash USA Express has introduced their most advanced car wash yet with the exclusive Polymer Pro Wash, creating a stronger, more consistent protective sealant for your car's finish. Polymer Pro can only be found at Car Wash USA Express, where attendants are always on duty to keep you and your vehicle safe. For more information and locations, visit carwashusaexpress.com. Car Wash USA Express, because a dirty car is a dirty shame.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
What was that?
Yeah.
Blame the PC. We're not playing the music.
All right.
Still pressing play, not doing anything.
Back with the style. Miss Margaret poking her head into the studio. Hello, Miss Margaret. Good to see you. As always, fabulous. Doing her thing. Welcome back. I'm Peter. He is CJ. Got some texts at 67129 to get to. First of all, Texter points out that the dew point is 74 right now. And the relative humidity is at 88% now.
Went outside. In Max's defense, it is really nice outside. It does feel good. If you don't need to breathe, like once you start taking those deep breaths, though, like you feel all of that humidity, man.
It's going in there.
It is, but it is pleasant on the skin. Just get a mask. Just carry an oxygen tank with you.
Dew point is the whole point of the relative humidity. The higher the dew point is, once it gets into the 70s, it's just uncomfortable out there because, humidity, it's the relative humidity is the ratio of the humidity to the dew point. So if your dew point is like 75 and the temperature is 75, then it's 100% humidity, and that means it's probably raining or at least foggy or something's going on. So our temperature is like 79, it's like 74. That means it's like tremendous amounts of moisture in the air. A tremendous amount of moisture without actually specifically raining. But that's why I think it just feels like it's got to rain. Because we're right there. We're awfully close. It's a very high dew point. And the higher the dew point is, the less comfortable you're going to feel. It feels the air is going to hold more moisture. It's going to just be gugh. So,
and that is it outside.
And it's gugh outside. The temperature is gugh. Uncomfortable. Not a fan. Another texter, 67129, says, shouldn't professionals act like professionals? Shouldn't they act like they've been there before? Their on-court antics are copied by young people. And see how many outbursts / fights that happen because sportsmanship is lost. There is no humility, just overgrown street kids.
I told you we don't rock with stunners.
Why'd you read it like that?
I told you we don't rock with stunners. That's how people who don't rock with stunning on folks say this. That's how it's said. We don't. Why Steph is able to, I have theories and thoughts, hypotheses, the shade of the skin and the general size compared to everybody else, chief amongst them, and the way he speaks, right? That is why Steph is allowed to get away with the stunning without it being as big of a deal as we make it with other athletes. If Steph was Marshawn Lynch black with dreads, if Steph looked like Damari Carroll, that shimmy stuff wouldn't be allowed.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
It just wouldn't. We would lose our minds over it.
What about when Richard Sherman called Michael Crabtree a scrub when he
and what did we do?
I loved it.
But what did we do as a collective? We lost our minds about it.
Mm-hmm.
We took it overboard. We were upset that he's stunning on Crabtree that way. But it was. I'm with you guys. I'm team stun.
Well, I mean, isn't like
I'm team stun all the way.
Gronk is like stunting on people left, right.
He's always doing the Gronk spike.
All right, and why is Gronk allowed to get away with it? What makes Gronk
considered
like Richard?
Like goofy, he's a good. I think you know why.
Okay,
yeah, there's no question that race and specifically shade of skin, skin tone has a lot to do with it as well. I totally agree. Like and here's what I don't get as well. I don't get the whole idea of why we can't have conversations with our children about how to play the game. My kids watch sports from time to time. They see like whatever is going on, celebratory wise or otherwise. And whenever my son was going to play soccer, we had very successful soccer season that we just concluded. And every time you go out there, I had a couple of rules. Number one rule was have fun. Number two was play your hardest. Number three was help people up, be nice to people, be nice to your teammates. More importantly, be nice to the other team, that kind of thing. That's because he's 7 and we're kids and we're all dealing with kids. Okay. This is a different sport, different thing, different time of life. Rules for kids are different than rules for grownups. And that's your job as a parent or a coach or whatever to pass that along to those kids. When they get to that point in their lives, things can change. You can drive cars when you get older. You can go see movies that you can't see. You can do different things. That's your job to dole that out. You don't need to just let them watch whatever on TV, whether it's sports or anything else, and then start copying whoever it is that they're copying. I mean, the president speaks very poorly about people, calls people names, does all sorts of very uncouth and vulgar things. Stuff that I would never want my kid to do. But it's my job as a parent to say, you shouldn't be like the president. You shouldn't do that. You should not act that way. But that's my job. I have to step in and make that determination. So don't, Charles Barkley was wrong on the one thing. These guys are role models to an extent. But you also have to step in as a parent and serve to contextualize what that role model needs to be and what isn't necessarily part of the gig.
One of the best conversations I had with my father was about that very thing, and we had this at an early age, 6 years old.
Because your dad's a good guy, and he gets it.
All right, so he's a guy. So at 6 years old, we're having this conversation. Who are role models? Who are people you look up to? And of course, it's Chris Webber. Well, what do you know about Chris Webber? He's great at basketball. What else? Nothing. Yeah, he can't be your role model. What do you look? Who else? Jalen Rose, Desmond Howard, big into Michigan. Like I was naming all these Michigan guys, and his whole point the whole time we talked. It was about an hour and a half long conversation, actually, coming back from Jackson, Tennessee. Was, listen, role models should be people who you can call and say, hey, like, I need a hug. And they'll be like, okay, I'm coming over to give you a hug. Like, you should have that type of relationship with role models. And while you can admire these things from people, phenomenal athletes or geniuses or really driven folks, while you can admire all of their accomplishments, like, you don't need to model yourself after them, because you don't know what they are when they get home. Absolutely. When they get away from the spotlight. You don't know what they are. And you're 100% correct. Fights happening because sportsmanship is lost. Well, you got to sit down and talk to both parties fighting. Like, hey, listen, he wasn't disrespecting you. He was having fun. And when you did blah, 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 you high-fived. You were running around celebrating as well. So that's how this stuff happens. When you do something successful, you're going to be happy. You're going to want to celebrate. And it's not taking a knock at the opponent. It is just you being happy for your achievements and your accomplishments. And on the other end, if we're dealing with kids, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, it is, hey, that's not a behavior you can express right now. That is not what you should be about. Like, right now, you're about other things.
That's why you can get that later on. Yeah.
You can get that later on.
I mean, again, like, if you were to use Michael Jordan as a role model, I mean, is Michael Jordan's personal life what you would want to experience for yourself? No. Tiger Woods. Mm-mm. Would you want that to be your role model? No. I mean, you can
marvel at the ability.
Yeah, you could idolize him on that one specific aspect, but from a life standpoint, no. And that's your job as a parent or a caregiver or someone who is influential in the lives of children or teenagers, or growing up, or even young adults. Like, you got to contextualize what that person is and what they are not, more importantly. And that, so, if you see someone having fun, to me, sports is entertainment. It's entertaining. I want it to be entertaining. And these people are all very well paid and highly compensated to entertain. That's the point. You watch, I'm not just strictly watching an exhibition of skill. There are plenty of outlets for that. If I want to watch a pure exhibition of skill, if I want to just watch somebody run through drills, or if I want to watch somebody just at a skillful, no, the competition is part of it. And everyone is paid very well to go and be the very best that they can be, which means you're going to face in intensity, and you're going to have super high levels of competitive drive. And that's going to rub people the wrong way, because that's going to express in lots of different ways. That's part of it. I love that. That's conflict. The conflict is essential to drama. Drama makes for entertainment. So if they're out here, everyone just handshaking and, kissing and hugging and all that stuff, that, again, that's what I want to see at the 7 and 8 year old level. I don't want to see that when I'm paying high dollar to get these tickets, or I'm involved. I want to see competition at its most intense. And that means, you talk trash to try to unsettle your opponent. Yeah, you say things. Yeah, you do things. And it's their job, and it is job. That's literally their job. It is their job not to allow that to affect them. And then after you turn off the TV, son, daughter, this is not how we play at our level. When you get older and you want to do some of these things like this, we can talk about it. But that's not how we treat our friends. That's for you.
You want to get to that? You want to hit a 3 and shimmy on them? You want to stun on them? Get in the gym like Steph was in the gym.
Yeah. Do it for 15 years straight, and then, okay.
Get in the gym like he was at the middle school, high school, college level. Be there. Take your finger, reach under the volleyball door, and unlock it. Take your lamp into the gym, because they lock the daggum lights down. Plug that lamp in and take jump shots like Kawhi Leonard. If that is what you aspire to do, you want to celebrate like that. That is the type of work it takes for you to do that. And those conversations were had as well. And you're right. You got to contextualize this, man. You got to understand. With that being said, we still don't rock with stunners.
No,
we're not rocking with stunners.
I mean, not well.
We don't rock with stunners.
I think
my team can stunt. Your team can't stunt on my team.
I think we've loosened up our time. Loosens that up a little bit. It's a little different now. I think. I really do. I think we allow a little more leeway.
Do we ask Tim Anderson how much leeway he gets?
Yeah, I mean, that's baseball, man. I've told you about baseball. There's so many unwritten rules and all that dumb stuff. You can't. No, I'm not talking about baseball.
Okay, baseball will pit over here
Yeah,
for a later discussion.
Yeah, that's a later discussion.
And some of that is hurting.
There's some more layers to that aspect of the discussion, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I don't find it all that entertaining on a personal level. I want to see more personality. I think that's part of the fun of it. I want to see what happens. You don't have to be a child and throw the ball at somebody's head because they made you mad. There's other ways to handle that. So no, I don't buy a whole lot of that. Let's talk to Bill, who's dialed up on the First Bank phone lines, 360-8255. Good morning, Bill. What
up, Bill?
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Yeah, I've been coaching for a long time. I've coached good teams, bad teams. And one thing I always teach the kids, especially when they become the teams that weren't good and they became better, is always remember, always treat people the way you would want to be treated. Mm-hmm. So don't talk stupid to people. You don't have to do that. I don't care what age level you are. All that trash talk crap is really ridiculous. It's more like you feel uncomfortable with your own abilities and you want to talk stupid to people. Just imagine what it would be like on the other side of that. The old saying, do unto others as you want unto you. No matter what age group you are, don't make excuses for ages. I mean, kids that weren't good before and they become good because they worked hard, they have respect. I always tell kids, act like you've been there. When you win, be excited for your team. But first off, let's shake hands and say, good game, guys, or, give respect to your opponent. And let's, if they act stupid, we're still going to give them respect. We're just not going to, whatever, handle that. But I'm saying you don't ever have to, never going to take a kid disrespecting anybody, whether it's on his team or another team. That's completely unacceptable. And any parent that does that is just, I don't want them on my team.
Absolutely.
But I mean, that's how you have to teach them. They have to treat people like they would want to be treated, plain and simple.
I agree, Bill. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, to me as a coach,
thanks, Bill.
That's all you got to say. And I think then you got to hold your kids to that standard. And so if they get disrespectful, then you sit them down, and they're kids. They need to learn that lesson. That is absolutely right. At that stage, at that level, what you're doing, why you're in that program, most of the kids that are playing, it depends on what your league is and if it's recreational or if it's competitive, all that stuff. But a lot of the kids don't even want to be there. They may not even have any interest. I mean, you're stunting on. So it's different when you're at the NBA Finals and everyone has been working their entire lives to this point and everyone is into it and all that. It's a different thing. The other thing I would say to that too is look at a guy like Joel Embiid. Okay, so Joel Embiid talks tremendous trash on and off the court.
Yes.
But he also holds himself accountable. And he says, I sucked. I wasn't very good. I was this. He shakes hands, and you saw the raw emotion when he lost, and he allowed himself, and he was consoled by folks, and he lived that moment. That's what, to me, is what being a human being is all about. When you're up, you're up. You are, going crazy and all that, and you're willing, you're having fun, but he got dunked on, and he took the L, and he accepted it. And he was okay with it. He didn't, flip out and lose his mind. He understood that. So he's willing to take it. He's willing to call himself to account. He's willing to cry openly on court. If someone's willing to do all that stuff, to me, they can talk and say whatever they want. I'm cool with all that because you're living. That's the whole experience. That's to me what this whole thing's all about.
And it's that experience, right? You can't want part of it and not accept the other part.
You got to accept the whole thing.
So in another example from the NBA playoffs, Dame telling Russ stop running from this ass whooping like that, and Russ not reacting by getting in his face to fight, or he might have gotten in his face, but Russ not reacting by throwing hands. That is him saying, okay, I have to accept that. He's hot right now. I've said this about him. I just got to take it. So when Dame waves, it is not, okay, we're clearing benches now. It's time for us to fight. It is, they won. He's waving. They're celebrating that way. We got to eat it. We got to take it.
That's part of the entertainment.
Let's get off the court.
That's part of entertainment. That's part of why people, watch and pay money to watch and are so interested in the product.
My mom wants you to tell her hi, please.
Well, of course.
Say hi to Dr. Ware for me.
Good morning, Dr. Ware.
Thank you.
Great to have you as part of the program.
Now leave me alone, Mom.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap up this edition of The Experience. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Napa know-how.
At Napa Auto Parts, you can get $25 or more off brand new DeWalt power tools by trading in your old ones. You know, those worthless tools you never use anymore? Yeah, those dusty things can actually save you at least $25 on new DeWalt power tools. Not so worthless after all. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa Know-How.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer ends 6/30/19.
I can't believe we've never been to brunch here at Sweetgrass.
And it's our favorite restaurant.
Let's get a mimosa carafe.
Absolutely. Look at all the choices here.
You could go fancy with crab cake spinach or oyster stew with Benton's bacon.
Or simple with the ordinary. Eggs and grits and bacon or sausage with buttermilk biscuits.
Leave it to Sweetgrass to have the best variety of the freshest foods for Sunday brunch.
You could even get a pimento cheese burger or shrimp and grits.
It all looks so good. Now about that mimosa carafe.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in a Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Sleepy Z's Mattresses by Michael Zellner is the winner of the Memphis Most Best Mattress Store for 4 straight years. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and Sleepy Z's is the mattress store where you could save 50 to 80% off retail store prices every day of the week. They carry Serta and several other brands and have hundreds of mattresses to choose from. Go there today and mention Sports 56. You'll get an extra 10% off any mattress or furniture. Call Michael directly at 901-359-1040. It's Sleepy Z's, located at 2790 Kirby Winton Road.
Welcome back to the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurts. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
When it's over, that's the time I fall in love again.
Well, this song sucks.
And when it's over,
Just let everybody know.
Just being a hater.
Of this song, I'm stunting on this song. This song's terrible. Sugar Ray. It's a Sugar Ray, right? Yeah. Ugh.
Seems like you were playing this song walking around campus.
Although it's in my head. Now it's in my head. I'm a favorite. Oh wait, stay. Turn it off.
Keep it going. Keep it in his head all day.
I bet it's on his Spotify list.
It is not on my Spotify list. You can.
Is it on your Mr. Nasty Sound mix? Be honest.
God's Lord. Lose all the mojo if that song comes on in the middle of Mr. Nasty. I'm like, oh, geez. Got to start back up again. We lost it. We lost the magic. It's all over. Good. All right, so prediction tonight. Who you got?
Raptors. Toronto. Warriors are so banged up that the only the only guy who can create the shot is king of the stunt, Steph Curry. See, King might be Duke of stunting. I got to go back through and think about some great stunts.
He's not king of the stunt. No chance.
No, he is Duke of stunting. That he's the only one who can create a shot for them. And I think that the Raptors will find a way to contain him enough on the defensive end while also scoring enough to knock this out.
Maximilian 2%.
What's up?
Who you got tonight?
Raptors.
Boy, oh boy. So you guys picked the Raptors to begin with. So you're backing up your assertions.
Even with the Raptors winning at 7 in my prediction, I could still have the Warriors winning tonight, but health issues, going with the Raptors.
I mean, you could. I'm picking the Warriors.
They're splitting. I think they're going to split.
I think the Warriors win tonight, and I think Durant comes back. They win Game 4, and then Toronto wins Game 5, and then they win Game 6 to close out the Oracle. The closeout in Oracle, and that closes out Oracle as a stadium. Because I don't think they can lose their final game in Oracle. I don't think that. I can't. I don't think the Raptors. I just don't think, especially with Kawhi being like kind of, and not hampered, but he's not 100%.
I think he's hampered.
He's hampered, but he's still able to do.
But just under half the Warriors roster is hampered.
Yeah, he's still able to do like of a lot of what he needs to do.
Yeah,
but he's hampered enough to where it's problematic. I think, unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for the Raptors, they need him to be even a little bit better, and they're going to need all their guys to be on their A game. And I don't think the Raptors are going to be good enough, consistently enough to execute well enough to hold off the Warriors. The Warriors have this thing. We saw it throughout the playoffs. It happens. It's like when you are playing NBA Jam and you get that you hit 3 in a row and you're on fire.
He's on fire.
It's the same when you're playing somebody in Street Fighter and they're just like in this zone and they just beat you 15 times in a row. The Warriors always have this burst, usually in the third quarter, but there's some point in time when they hit that turbo button and Draymond starts, going up and down the court like at 90 miles an hour and facilitating everybody, and they run those sets and they're getting 2 or 3 easy dunks and they hit a 3 on you and it's like a quick 10-0 run and you just fold. It happens over and over. It happened to the Blazers. It happened to the Raptors in Game 2. It happened to the Rockets before that. It's happened to teams over and over and over again. I don't think the Raptors are good enough to execute in those moments when you have to be calm and you have to be together and you have to run your stuff and you have to get good shots because they're going to make you work for it. I just don't trust them in those moments. And I think they cannot survive that big push.
The Warriors are going to get one of those runs, get one of those pushes. I have to believe, and I'm being overly optimistic here, I have to believe that late in that game, it'll be Kyle Lowry on the court in some shape or form because he's not getting the ticky-tack fouls. And Kyle Lowry on the court changes what you can do offensively because he is another guy who can go out there and create. So while I don't know, I know that run is coming for Golden State, and it's probably coming in the third quarter. I don't know how big it's going to be. I believe that after that run is finished, with Lowry at the head of that offense, setting everything up, orchestrating, and giving them another playmaker, ball handler on the court, I have to believe that they can make up ground once that run is over with.
I would agree with that. Do you think, like, if you're right now ranking players in this series, have you changed your thoughts on who's the best?
I have. I have.
Okay.
So we can throw Steph 1, Kawhi 2. So far,
Draymond 3, surely.
So far,
I think Draymond's ahead of Kawhi, honestly.
Draymond 3, Siakam 4, Clay 5. Like Siakam jumped up in there for me, and you saw what he can do when he is playing similar to Draymond. Like get the ball out and go. You saw the type of playmaker he could be in transition, playing quick, playing with his back to the basket as well, getting easy buckets on the block against Draymond Green, just working him out in game 1 on the block. You saw what type of weapon Siakam could be. Siakam is really good.
Okay, so but you've got Steph 1.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think Warriors, you guys will each have the Raptors. We'll find out more tomorrow, of course. And the game is an 8:05 start. So that means it's going to be a late night for all of you guys. If you're up late anyway, you're worried about your credit card bills keeping you up, well, I can help you. It's Lightstream. Lightstream can save you thousands in interest because, if you looked at your bill and you've looked at your notes and you said, okay, I'm paying a little more than the minimum, but I'm not paying off the entire balance. And you look at what those actual percentages are, those interest rates, double digits, big double digits for a lot of you. That is going to add up very quickly. But you can get a loan from $5,000 all the way up to $100,000 with no fees. You could even get your money as soon as the day you apply with Lightstream. It could save you thousands in interest. Be smart. Pay off your credit card balances with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. Get a fixed rate as low as 5.95% APR. With auto pay, you can have complete peace of mind with Lightstream. If you want to save even more, my listeners can get an additional interest rate discount. All you got to do is go to lightstream.com/Peter. That's my name. Lightstream.com/Peter. LIGHTSTREAM.com/Peter. Get that additional interest rate discount. It's all subject to credit approval. Rate includes a 0.5% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/Peter for more information. So, it's going to be a big night tonight. We'll find out more, and maybe, who knows, maybe the Grizzlies will have a coach. Maybe could be any number of things going on, and we'll find out whether or not it's going to rain. I just feel like it's going to have to at some point.
Let's get this going.
Let's get it going.
Let's get it.
Big thank you to our man Greg Hines.
Yep, it's that time. Thank you, Greg.
Why are you so excited?
I got something special for you.
Oh,
yep.
Okay. Big thank you to Steph Curry.
Yep.
Big thanks to
Where's my bat at?
Max.
I know he's not going to do right.
Great job, Max. Thanks to Margaret for stepping in as well.
Oh, I got it.
Norris and the engineers. Thanks, really, most of all, for all of you guys, for all the work that you guys have done.
He's going to thank me.
Texting, calling in, being part of it. It's very special. Appreciate you guys being part of the show. Of course, thanks to Greg and Eli. Of course, they got coming up next. Middays. Always a lot of fun to do that. I can't believe this. Somebody's been telling.
Mm-hmm.
I've been forgetting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I say thanks to my folks, man. They raised me right. I appreciate that. Thanks to me. Great job. Everybody, midday. What? Next.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. It is that time of year where the weather is unpredictable, and given the recent storms, it's a good time to discuss insurance claims.